All right. Looks like I think we're live. Okay, yes. Sorry about that, guys. I think I had a delay there on my end. But yo, what's good, everyone? Hold on, let me move over so my arm doesn't get cut off so bad. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys, full of tariffs. You know, I was wrong. Well, it wasn't that I was wrong, but I wanted to wait till we actually had confirmation before I started talking about it and before I started saying it, because it's still not a done set deal. But there is some new information on the tariff situation that we're going to get into. Now at this point, that's going to be obviously, or could affect the price of the Nintendo Switch 2, or could affect what they want to do with other things with the Nintendo Switch 2 because of the current administration, Trump's tariff policy. So I do want to make sure before we get into anything, let's try to be respectful. I know there's a lot of people that obviously, you know, you like or you dislike politicians. I don't like politicians at all. I'm not a big politics guy myself. You know, at least not publicly. I'm not even really privately. I'm not a big politics guy, but let's try to just be respectful. Let's not try to dookie all over. I mean, it's easy to try to dookie all over Trump here and dookie all over what's happening. Like, I get that, but I don't want to start a politics war. We had one of those before, and it was terrible. So I don't want to get into that. Like, I don't want that to happen with this community because there are people on all sides, and I want to be respectful on all sides. Yoshi, I saw your $5. Thank you for the $5, Yoshi. I appreciate that, you know, and what you said, you know, regarding the tariffs Switch 2 situation, you know, America, you have no sympathy for anybody that voted for him. You know, you did this to yourself. And I mean, yeah, like that's, I mean, I think anybody that knows me, you guys know I did not vote for him because anybody that knows me knows the situation that I was in a number of years ago where he essentially banned my family from coming here. So I'm not going to vote for somebody who banned my family from coming here. So, but like I said, I don't care if anybody else voted for him. You can do whatever you want. Psychopie with the Toby Bluster. Let's go.
LOL, what's your guy's leader doing, bruh?
Yeah, dude, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't care what people, look, listen, we're here in America. You have the freedom of choice of who you want to vote for. So I don't really harp on people too much for who they want to vote for or whatever. You know, do what you got to do, right? But yeah, in this type of situation, it's like, it's kind of hard to not say, I told you so for some people because people were saying that, like Doc Trey was saying it, people were saying that. And I saw a lot of people, gamers, say, no, it's going to be fine. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be. Like, we got to wait and see, though. Like, it's not guaranteed. Like, there's still a lot to go through. So it is not a done deal that the prices are going to go up. It's not a done deal that there's anything that's even going to happen. There could be a deal where nothing happens, where the tariff situation is not levied on the consumer and all of that. We don't know. But once again, Nintendo just said, hey, we're delaying the pre-orders due to the tariff situation in the US. Now, pre-orders went through in parts of Europe. I think the UK and in France and in certain parts of Europe, pre-orders went through. They sold out. I mean, I doubt there was a lot to begin with, but whatever allocation they had, apparently it was gone. It was gone within seconds. That doesn't say, oh my God, the Switch 2 is going to be this massive success. I mean, I think it's going to sell well. I know it's going to sell well because the games are there. Like, the games just look way too good. Like, it's going to sell. But like, it does tell us that, of course, there's going to be a lot of people that are looking forward to playing this, you know, playing this system. So shout outs to you guys. We already have a 15-minute extension. Let's go and let's get those combo breaks going, boys and girls. Let's get the combo meter up. And of course, 15 minutes, you guys know what time it is.
Overclock Buster!
Shout outs, guys. Thank you for the 15-minute extension. So yeah, tariffs aren't script. American economy is done deal. I'm not capping. I don't know if it's a done deal yet, but we'll see. Zoo with the $20. Let's see here. No, I appreciate you.
Keep doing what you are doing. And thanks for being there for me in my temporary madness. The death of the Switch OG hurts. And I have said for 3 years this was going to be a painful transition.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the death of the Switch, though. I know people like to sit there and say that it is, but honestly, the death of the Switch is being overrated. Like, there's still a lot of games coming to the Switch. Nintendo still has first-party games coming. It is going to be a dual support situation. Games like Donkey Kong and Mario Kart World can't run on Nintendo Switch 1. They can't. You know, but Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo will have some other games maybe for the Nintendo Switch 1. Like, I don't think it's done. But like, if you want to play something like Mario Kart World, like look at Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 actually, it kind of pushes the Switch. I mean, it doesn't push the Switch, but it pushes the Switch a little bit. Pushes the Switch. I mean, it's one of the better looking games. And Mario Kart World, there's no chance that Mario Kart World will be able to be made. Like, if you want to make a game like Mario Kart World, you can't do that on Switch 1, or it looked like a I don't know, like a GameCube game or something like that, right? Like, it would have to look. So they just couldn't get it done. Like, if you watch the Mario Kart World gameplay, it's nuts. The physics, the graphics, the art design. Like, when you get hit with a thunderbolt, it like gives like cartoon, like Tom and Jerry type animations. Like, I kid you not. Like, and it's not like cheap looking, dude. It's like when you ever seen somebody get thundershocked in like Pokemon, or like thundershocked in like a cartoon? It looks like that. Like, legitimately, Mario was like, and like the animations are nuts. The squishiness and the physics and the like what they've been, and seamless open world. And I think maybe DLSS 4K or 1440p DLS. I don't know what it is, but I downloaded the direct feed of Mario Kart World, and I watched it in 4K. I needed to download an extension on my monitor, but I watched it in 4K, and like how you're gonna see it on your screen, and it's nuts, man. It's crazy. So, if they wanted to make a game like that, you can't do that on the Switch 1. There's just no chance. So I think that's the reason why, like, you have to make some type of plan to transition at some point. You can't wait till now and then say, okay, now we're gonna start making our next system, because then it's gonna take you another 5, 6, 7 years to make that system, and then by the price are just gonna keep going up for the tech. Your tech might become incredibly outdated. So there's nothing. You've got to move on at some point. But you can still support the Switch 1. Like, I still think like Guardians of Azuma, we had a Switch 1 Direct. There was like 30 games announced. So yes, it's like Nintendo's moving on from Switch 1 in terms of the biggest main games, but there's still a bunch of games coming out for Switch 1. Nintendo's still gonna make a ton of money off of Switch 1, in my opinion. Shaw X with the $20 as well. We're already at the 60 extension, 1 hour. NVIDIA said their custom GPU will make the Switch 2 10 times more powerful. Take that, haters. Please, no politics, though. Yeah, like I said, let's be respectful in terms of it, but it's almost impossible to not talk politics when this is legitimately directed because of politics. So let's be respectful with it. Let's not go too far. But at the same time, like, if you want to just, express like, hey, that's not cool, that's okay to do that, Like, I understand that. Or say, hey, look, I don't like this policy from, usually we have like a no name dropping policy, but today we will allow it because it is directly tied to what Nintendo's doing or what could be doing. And also for the future as well. But to flip in the Switch's point, like, I get what you're saying, man. Like, the economics, but you've just got to persevere and push through it and see what happens. You just got to do that and bring your best foot forward. Nintendo has all their developers on the Switch 2. They're gonna drop a new Smash Brothers game. They're gonna drop a new Animal Crossing game. They're gonna drop a new Fire Emblem game. They're gonna drop a new Monolith Soft title. They're gonna drop like a bunch of games. So when all that hits, people are gonna be like, "Oh snap! Like this is good." But people are already saying this is good now. People are just really, the more that I look at it, the more people are really just upset about Mario Kart. It's really not even the price of the system. The price of the system is fine, and I'll get to you guys' comments in just a bit. And shout outs to everybody here. I haven't said what up to everybody. The price of the system, I don't think it's too much of a big deal. Some people are complaining, but they don't understand the tech inside of it. And you have YouTubers and content creators that are misleading people, that are saying Steam Deck's better. It's not as good as Steam Deck. And it's all sorts of stuff like that. Like, so you got YouTubers that are telling people stuff like or not even just like writers. Like Jez Corden was like, "Oh well, Steam Deck's better. It's just better." And I'm like, dude, no, it's not. Like, Steam Deck is, based on what we know right now, Steam Deck is not better than the Nintendo Switch. Like, based on just like the raw what we know, 10 times more powerful than Switch 1. Looking at the compute power of Switch 1, looking at the compute power of Steam Deck, looking at what NVIDIA said about the technology within the Steam Deck, within the Nintendo Switch, and then looking at what Nintendo said about the Nintendo Switch being the screen, the HDR, 1080p screen, HDR, ray tracing cores, NVIDIA G-Sync, like all these different things. You could not just sit there and say, oh yeah, Steam Deck's better. So you do, I mean, maybe the ROG Ally X or the ROG Ally, okay, I get that. But you just can't sit there and say that. And there are people that are actively trying to do that. There are people, like I said, I'm not just saying this just to say this. There are legitimately people that hate Nintendo that are just wanting it to fail. Like, Jez legitimately said he hates Nintendo. He hates everything that they do. He doesn't play their games. This is a writer for Windows Central, by the way. And I have no hate towards him, but this is just stuff that he said on his own podcast. I watched the Xbox 2 podcast. With him and Randall L. Thor, and he stated many times he doesn't play Switch. He doesn't like Nintendo. He said F Nintendo a million times. He doesn't like them at all. So why is he going to say anything positive at all about it? Why? I mean, he even stated, like I said, it's not just him, but I'm saying this is the attitude that some of these people have, okay? He even stated, well, you know, I don't know why anybody would buy it. Not that many people like Nintendo games. Like, and I kid you not. He literally said not that many people care about Nintendo games. Like, so even logical facts of the Switch selling 150 million, the Switch having some of the best-selling games of all time with Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, whatever, they'll even go as far. Some of these guys will even go as far as content creators or writers will go as far as to say, well, I don't know many people that, not many people want that. What do you mean? Animal Crossing sold 40-something million. Mario Kart sold almost 70 million. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom sold 50 million. That is considerably more than like 99.9% of games on the market. What are you talking about? So these are the type of things that people are doing because they don't like Nintendo, and they are spreading it to their followers, and then their followers are spreading it in misinformation. Now, there are legitimate concerns, which is why I made my video, which is why I saw the comments that you guys are doing, which I look at, you know, Kit and Krista's podcast and people that actual Nintendo fans. Not these fakies that legitimately have stated that they don't like Nintendo or don't play Switch, don't play the games, don't do anything. But now all of a sudden they're concerned about prices and stuff. It's like, you don't like Nintendo. You don't like their games. You've stated that. You didn't play anything. You just bought a Switch because it was the cool thing to do, because it was trending. But you don't like it. You don't play the games. You don't know what you're talking about. You know? And it's gotten to the point where it's even downright, I would say, not lying, actually kind of lying, but disingenuous. So it's just funny to me, you know? So that's the thing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 30 million plus. No. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 67 million. You got to double that, then add another 7 million on top of that. No, it sold 67 million plus. And like I said, yeah, it sold 6. And if you add the Wii U version, it's actually sold 70 million plus if you add the Wii U version. So 70 million. No, it's definitely sold more than 30. I think it sold 30 million in like, what was it, like the first 3 years that it was out? 30 million times 2. Yeah, 30 million times 2. and then add 7 million on top of that. Or you could add about maybe 15 million if you want to count the Wii U version sold 8 million. 8 plus million. So if you want to add that 7 to that, so 15, so we want to add 15 more million on top of that. You know, so 30 million times 2, and then add 15 million on top of that. You know, or no, sorry, my bad. Yeah, add 15 million on top of that. Never mind. So yeah. Shout outs to Char though. Thank you for the $2. Take what Jensen said about 10 times with a 10 times a large asterisk. He said 5070 would match the 4090 for crying out loud. Well, the difference between him saying that and with this is that he has a contract with Nintendo, whereas with Nvidia, that's their own business. So it's one thing to say whatever you want for what you're doing. It's another thing to make up whatever you want for a business partner. Nintendo definitely looked through that press release before he put it out. You cannot say that about something else and not be in contact with the person that you're working with. So he wouldn't say that unless it was approved by Nintendo. So the fact that he said that means that it is correct, because Nintendo definitely looked over that and said, okay, you can post that or not. But that was not just him going rogue and saying whatever he wants. That was a prepared statement, you know, that Nintendo definitely looked over. So unless you're saying Nintendo's lying as well with them about the performance, then, you know, that's that. But another thing that you can look at the performance of the games. Clearly, the Switch 2 is significantly stronger because look at the games. Look at Mario Kart World. Look at, I mean, it's running at 4K, right? Or it's running at something near 4K or whatever the case is. The Wii U or Switch, it's running at 1080p, 60 frames. A lot of, like, Breath of the Wild's running at 30 frames with dips. They got Breath of the Wild running at 60 frames and 1440p, maybe DLSS 4K. The system needs to be significantly stronger in order to run a huge open world game like that at 60 frames and at that resolution. Now, if it was running at like 900p, then okay, but it's not.
What's the absolute latest you think we could see pre-orders ahead of the June release?
Yeah. Shout outs. Let me get through some of these notifications. Projo with the $2 or crispy tofu with the $1 says, OJ, bro, thank you. I cannot thank you enough for your video yesterday. You answered many of my questions that cleared up so much. There was way too much misinformation after the direct. Your info was clear and concise, definitely flexing comms degree. LOL, keep it up. Yeah, comms degree coming into clutch right now, right? Thank you for the thank you, crispy tofu, for the $1. As well as Projo with the $1.99 says, only thing I can say I regret is what I did in November, says Projo. What you did in November. Okay, shout outs, Projo. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. Oh. Yo, the delayed, what's the delayed strike? I was like, what you did in November, man? What did you do in November? I don't know what the hell you did in November. You know what? I'll be honest here, Projo. It don't surprise me, fam. It don't surprise me. You look like, you kind of seem like a misinformation merchant. No, I'm just you kind of seem like someone that can be easily told that there's space lasers shooting down at you. No, I'm joking. Oh, shout outs though. Roggy Froggy. That is hilarious, bro. That is so much hilarious. It's okay, man. No, honestly, it's okay, man. You're like, for real, like, real talk, Projo. Dude, you're not the only one. There's like a bazillion people that did the exact same thing. So you really, I mean, it is what it is. That's hilarious, man. The fact that I didn't understand it at first until later made it even funnier. Big love, though, guys. I appreciate y'all. Let me get through some more of these donos. Roggy Froggy with the 57 months. What's up, Roggy Froggy? I'm doing good, man. How are you? Selthovers with the $5 says, what an absolute latest you think we could see pre-orders ahead of the June release? Latest, probably, I would say, late or mid-May. Mid to late May. I would probably say, like, yeah, mid-May. Shout out, and thank you for the $5, Selthovers. I appreciate that. Also, Muck Bro says, can't deny it's been an emotional roller coaster of a week. A Nintendo fan. Direct plus and press hands-on looked fire, though. Can I hear Pokemon Sword and Shield Hops theme too? Yes, you can. Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I'm going to get to the comments in the chat, guys. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys are tagging me. But yeah, we just got like a lot of stuff to get through. I'm sorry, guys, but I'll get to it. Don't worry. So I will do my best to get to all the comments. All right. Hops battle theme 2. I think this is it. I think this is the battle theme. Let me know if it's not this though. Thank you for the $10, Muck Bro. I appreciate you, brother. Shout outs to coming through to the stream a lot, man. You're here a lot. Thank you for your love. Anderson Blitz with the $10 as well, since I saw Angry Joe's reaction to Switch 2, and while I agreed with what he said, him complaining about the console being underpowered to prove he's playing too much Western PC games is a very bad thing for you. I mean, Angry Joe doesn't like Nintendo. He's boycotted Nintendo and been mad at Nintendo for like literally like a decade plus now. So, I mean, like, I don't watch Angry Joe anymore. I did see what he had to say. He got some misinformation though. It's not $90. So then he basically just moved the goalpost to roll. Oh, well, it's Europe. You know, in Europe, it's that much. So we moved the goalposts, and there's other misinformation like that he got when it comes to, you know, when it comes to the game keys and like the physical and stuff. Like, so it was just him ranting and raving, which that's what Angry Joe does. He doesn't research a lot. He just rants and raves. So that's his MO. He did the same thing with Bayonetta. He just ranted and raved before he even waited for more information. So it's pretty much on point for him when it comes to Nintendo. So yeah, but it's all good. I don't really take what he has to say seriously. Not that his opinion isn't valid, but I don't take what he has to say seriously. Because he often doesn't actually research what he says. A lot of the time, he just kind of just goes off of emotion and goes off of whatever information that he might see first or so. But that's all good. No, it's all good. Shout outs to Angry Joe, man. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, let me get to more of the comments. Dean with the dollar dono says, morning. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with people like Dreamcast Guy and his takes. I agree with you a lot in the negative videos. Takes are from anti-Nintendo Sony fans. They're also insecure right now and to reinforce misinformation. Yeah, I didn't see Dreamcast Guy's take on it, but Dreamcast Guy doesn't play the Switch anymore. He doesn't like Nintendo's games too much or anything like that. So I don't expect him to have any positive takes on it. Now, obviously, you know, he does play some Nintendo stuff, but for the most part, he's not really into Nintendo games anymore, which is fine. He can still say negative things. Dreamcast Guy's the homie, but I'm not, like I said, like after the Bayonetta situation, you know, a couple years ago that he had, and after some of the Xbox takes that he's had, I kind of just took it as like, he's my homie, but I'm not really going to pay attention to some of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's like the homie. He's cool and all, but I mean, there's some stuff that he says like with Xbox and also with Nintendo that it's just like, okay, no, you know, no problem, right? Like, just let him say what he's got to say. But yeah, like, agree to disagree, basically. But yeah, like I said, he's still my homie, he's still my friend. But yeah, I don't really take some of the takes too seriously overall, to be honest. But once again, that's completely fine. I'm not discrediting like his opinion. He's allowed to have his opinion. But once again, a lot of these people that are like Sony people, they've already admitted that they don't play the Switch. They don't care. They don't play it anymore. They don't play the games. They don't like a lot of this stuff. They like maybe like a game or two. You know, and that they're complaining about price. Also, the same people who also bought PS5 Pro, or bought PS VR, or bought $200 PS Portal, or bought a $200 PS5 Pro controller. You know what I'm saying? Or like Elite controllers. So I mean, a lot of these people just are yapping for views. So, and that's okay. There's no, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that if they want to do it. It's on you whether you want to take it seriously or not. Like so yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. That's half the price of a set of new teeth. Shout outs. Some of you guys are crazy. I'm surprised that many PS5 and Steam Deck users somehow think this won't affect them. Yeah, I think that it's interesting to see that because a lot of them think that it won't affect them, and it's going to be so funny when they have to delete their videos or delete their tweets because it hits Sony hard as well in the future with tariffs or with other things. Especially after a $700 PS5 Pro and $70 games. If the technology keeps on advancing, what do you think is going to happen in the next generation? Obviously, they can't price the PS6 lower than the PS5 Pro unless they get some price drops going on that PS5 Pro before the PS6 comes out. The PS6 is going to be $800 to $900, you know? So it's funny to see them. It's going to be like literally like double the price of the Switch 2, at least from what we know right now, right? Or obviously $300 plus more, something like that. So it's funny. It's funny. I'm just letting the PS guys and Steam Deckers talk. I'm just letting them talk because it's funny. Because it's hilarious. Let's see here. People get more views, news fast, not accurate news. Exactly. They're trying to get the news up so they can make money off of it, and that's fine. Like, let them do that. It just makes the videos look funny later down the line. So I have no problem with that. Jason with the 5 says, Duolingo subscriptions about to skyrocket with people trying to learn Japanese for that 330 Japanese only Switch. That's true. If Japanese only, man, you out here. If you can speak Japanese, you got yourself a deal, buddy. You got yourself a deal. A deal, fam. That's great. Yeah, no disc drive either. No disc drive. So if you have your physical PS5 games, get that disc drive as well. Funniest thing is the Steam Deck fans are now backpedaling to flexing the cheapest version after learning Switch 2 specs are better. Yeah, I did see that. I saw somebody on Twitter. The funniest thing, by the way, you guys need to watch my video tomorrow morning. If you don't watch my video tomorrow morning, you guys, trust me, you want to watch my video tomorrow morning. Like, if there was ever a video for you guys to watch, even just the beginning, just the thumbnail, it's tomorrow's video. I don't want to hype it up too much because it's really just, it's not like there's any crazy editing or anything, but the topic and the point of discussion is going to be hilarious. So I don't want to hype it up too much because, like I said, it's not some type of fancy Mr. Beast editing or, crazy edited video, but the topic is great. The topic is fantastic. So yeah, tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. PT, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Check out tomorrow morning's video. You guys are gonna love it. DJ King, you're gonna it might be your favorite. It might be your favorite video. It might be your favorite video on this channel. I know you've been here for like a decade. It might be your favorite video that I've ever done. Maybe. Is the clown meme back up? It's not really a clown meme. It's not quite that. It's something that'll probably piss some people off. Maybe not you guys here, but other people. I'm not even gonna post it on Twitter. I don't even want. I mean, some of those people might find it, but I'm not even gonna post it. Which I don't always post my videos on Twitter anyway, because I don't really feel like dealing with morons coming over. But yeah, I don't want to hype it up too much. But watch tomorrow morning's video, and of course, watch the videos that I've been doing, because the videos that I've been doing, I'm kind of shifting over to more of like the discussion style pieces. We're gonna do news, but I got like a bunch of ideas when I go running, and like I wrote them all down, and like I think the videos are fun. Like I'm having fun making this style of video. Like today's video was super fun to make, you know. So yeah, because I'm getting kind of tired of just doing news. Like news is cool, but it's just kind of boring. Sometimes. Charge up with the $5 says, no lie, I fell off the Switch a while ago, but I still followed because I value your insight, plus you're the most entertaining Nintendo creator since Etika. Thank you so much. That is actually insanely high praise that I'm not sure if I even deserve that. Etika is too far of a pillar ahead of me, and I said that when he was alive too. I'm not just saying that now at this point. I said that when he was alive. He's legitimately the GOAT of streaming, and he by himself inspired and proved that a black content creator can do great things on YouTube. Before then, there was no Kai Cenat. There was no Speed. There was no anybody. He was the first black YouTube live streamer to have worldwide acclaim and get noticed by like video game, like Masahiro Sakurai. I don't recall Sakurai mentioning anything with anybody. So the fact that Etika was able to even get to Masahiro Sakurai, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? There's been nobody that's even gotten close since Etika. But thank you, man. That's really high praise. Etika's the GOAT. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan of streaming, hands down. Kai Cenat and Speed and Kai Cenat, those guys are like LeBron James and like Kevin Durant. They're good, but they ain't Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Alan E with the $10 Jow. No message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Alan E. Appreciate that, man. Also, Fortenga made a video featuring Sungrad Studio and he called him a Nintendo shill. Say how disgusting Sungrad uses a water to justify the price. Bruh, that's not the point. Uses a water to justify the price. The price of games or the price of the system? The price of the system is accurately priced. Like, I think once again, the problem with, not Fortenga in particular, but the problem with the misinformation is that people think that the system isn't as strong as it actually is. Because the Steam Deck is $550 for a Steam Deck OLED. It is $600 something for a Steam Deck, the highest model Steam Deck. It's almost $700, okay? The lowest dookie model of the Steam Deck that has a 800p screen, okay? And has, it has like low internal memory. That's $400. The Switch 2 is better than that LCD Steam Deck. It's just better. It's a better system than that LCD, from what I understand now. If we're going off of what we know right now. Now, teardowns and all that type of stuff, but a lot of these guys don't actually know that because a lot of their favorite content creators and people online are saying that it's not. The games are not that great. But clearly they are, because it's getting stuff like Elden Ring. It's getting stuff like Cyberpunk. It's getting all these games. And some of these games are built off of like barely any development time. They just kind of put something together. Cyberpunk, I think it's like 40 frames in performance and it looks pretty good. And that's off of just like 7 weeks. Like they didn't even take their time with it, you know? If they actually had development time, because what was it? Earlier this year or last year, the CD Projekt Red dude was like, yeah, we probably can't do Cyberpunk on Switch 2. And then now all of a sudden, oh, well, I guess let's just try. Oh, snap. Actually, it's a lot stronger than we thought it was going to be. Never mind. Let's get Cyberpunk going for Switch 2. Like, literally, go look it up. The CD Projekt Red guy said, no Cyberpunk, probably not. Now, all of a sudden, it's coming. And by the way, that DLC for Cyberpunk, it's included on the cartridge. That DLC is not on PS4. It's not on Xbox One. It's on PS5 and Xbox Series and PC. So think about that for a second, you know?
Price and
Party man.
Situation aside, the Switch 2 seems like a very cool and capable console.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World also looks awesome as well with all the gameplay I've been watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Animations, visuals, content seems plentiful. Couple concerns but happy.
The cheapest Steam Deck runs Red Dead Redemption 2 at 60 frames. How about Switch 2? Well, we don't have Red Dead Redemption on the Switch 2 yet. So once we actually get, you didn't have to delete his comment, the Bear Baron. Once we actually get, if Red Dead Redemption 2 does come over, then we can do a comparison or anything like that. However, I will say, if you run Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Steam Deck in 60 frames per second, it looks almost like a PS2 game. I've seen it running on there, and it's definitely not a clean, I mean, it's not great at 60 on there. And because even on my PS4 Pro, it doesn't run at 60. So I've seen it, and you have to tinker with it to get it there, and definitely, I don't think that's a clean or a great 60. So I'm not so sure about that. I don't think it runs a clean, efficient, and looks incredible running on the Steam Deck at 60. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, man. So yeah. But based off the specs that we know, because Nvidia says 10 times stronger than Switch 1. Doc Trey made a video on it. 300 gigaflop or whatever compute power, times that by 10, 3 teraflops compute power. Once again, you can't do a one-to-one comparison, different architecture, blah 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 blah, whatever. But it's a newer process. It's newer. It's got Nvidia's own, custom APIs and different things. It's got tools built for it. You can't do a direct comparison because it's a different type of system. And honestly, I'm not just saying that just to say it. It really is. So direct comparisons are going to be tough. Example: what's the direct comparison for the Switch 1? Does anybody have a direct comparison for Switch 1? You don't. Trust me, you don't. It's not a PS3. It's not a 360. It's not an Xbox One. It's not a PS4. It's not a Steam Deck. Clearly not a Steam Deck. So then what's the comparison to it? There is none. There is none. There is no comparison directly to it. You can say, it's better than the PS3 360. Yeah, it's better than that. But it's not quite PS4 or Xbox One. It's just kind of somewhere. And that's pretty much what Switch 2 is as well. I'm not trying to hate, bro. It's just what we know right now based off the information. Now, if something changes, I'll take the L. You know what I'm saying? If something changes, I swear, Beer Baron, I promise you, fam, I'll take the L. But from what we know right now and from what they've said about the graphics and what it can do, clearly the Switch 2 at $450 or even at $450, it's clearly appropriately priced. If Steam Deck is $400 for the LCD model, Switch 2 with its HD Rumble and with its HD Rumble 2 and with its mouse mode that it has built in and the Joy-Cons and the screen and the size and the 120 frames and the DLSS and the tensor cores and everything that they said that's in the system. So yeah, Steam Deck only has thousands of games you can access and play. How many games will the Switch 2 have? Well, the Switch 2's new. So it's not going to have as many games as Steam Deck. So nobody's arguing the amount of games. Nobody's arguing that Steam Deck is great. Steam Deck is great for that, and it's awesome, and it has a lot of games. I mean, if it's supported, a lot of the games aren't supported. There are games that you can play or you can't play. There are games that don't necessarily run as well. Power World never worked for me at all, but I'm pretty sure there's a ton of games that you can play on the Steam Deck that are great. But for me, only a portion of the games that I had were great on Steam Deck. A lot of them, I have to constantly tinker with it for it to work, or the text is really small, because a lot of the games actually aren't built for Steam Deck. They're just PC games that are being played on a portable PC. So the experience with that for some is good. The experience for others is not so good, So Switch 2, all the games will be built specifically for it, or will be ported over, built for the APIs on it. So you could potentially have better performance based on how they program it, or based on what they're doing, and based on the APIs and what they've been able to do with the technology that Nvidia has. Stuff like G-Sync, stuff like other stuff that's not in the Steam Deck, and proprietary to Nvidia, right? So if you have an Nvidia graphics card. So these are the type of things that if you're saying oh, well, Steam Deck, it's worth it at $400 in terms of just the tech, Switch 2 is clearly worth it at that price, in my opinion. The problem is the games. The games are priced too high, which I made a whole video on that, right? So that's the biggest problem, is the games are priced too high. Let's see here. Clue for Prez with the $10, and also Johnny with the $10. Thank you for the 20th super, says thank you. Appreciate that. And Clue for Press is gonna have my cart ready to lap you and dank and party, man. Dude, I'm buying Mario Kart Frame 1. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's happening, So yeah. There's no extra pair of Joy-Cons you can buy their colors swapped on Switch 1. No. Heck yeah, Fratanga thinks that you need to pay for performance upgrades for Switch 1 games too. Not really true. Yeah, once again, like, there was a lot of misinformation. There are some Switch 1 games, right? And I should take away that schedule. Sorry about that, guys. There are some Switch 1 games, to get the information out there that's correct, if Fratanga's watching, which he's not, but if anybody wants to relay it. So there are a portion of games that are free updates, right? Mario Odyssey, ARMS, there's going to be, what else? There's like 12 or something like that, right off the top. There's going to be more coming. But right, they already announced like a number of them. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that game needs it. So there's a number of games that already have free updates. Then there are games that kind of go a little bit further. So think of the free updates, that's like Super Saiyan. Like when you go Super Saiyan, that's Super Saiyan, all right? Think of the games that are like the Nintendo Switch 2 editions that you get. That's like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Those are like Super Saiyan 2, all right? And then think of like Mario Party Jamboree, and think of like Kirby. Those are like Super Saiyan 3, and they're priced that. You got the free, you've got the like the $10 one, and then you got the $20 one, because the $20 one is DLC plus the upgrade. Now I still think they should have priced it lower, like I said in my video today, but that's basically what it is. A lot of the people that are talking about it, they don't realize that there's actual DLC and new modes, even though Nintendo said it, but they don't realize that, or they don't care. So that's why it's the $20. So it's the base 60 plus the 20. Or if it's like Tears of the Kingdom, it's a $70 game, then they say, okay, we're going to add 10 for the upgrade. If you want the Switch 2 cartridge. Now, if you already have the Switch 1 game, you can just pay the upgrade fee, whether it's $10 or whatever the official price will be, and then you can just get it from there. You don't have to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game, which, once again, they explained that actually pretty clearly in the Nintendo Direct in terms of, he said there's 3 types of games, and he actually went through it one by one, but, you know, whatever. Deported Sicilian with the $2 says, did I miss the segments, the schedule segment? Yes, you missed it. I should go over it again, shouldn't I? But anyway, for those that are just joining us, make sure you hit that like button. We got 400 people watching, so we should definitely have a bunch of people watching as well, or hitting the like button. But yeah, it looks like there's going to be some Trump tariffs that are going down. Please try to keep the politics to a not disrespectful. But yeah, Trump's politics or tariffs or whatever the heck he's doing on Vietnam and other places, it could affect the price. So Nintendo has effectively stated that we are going to delay pre-orders until they want to monitor the situation and the evolving economic condition before they have people pre-ordering the system for $450 to $500. So we'll see. The price could go up. The price, I don't know, could stay the same. We don't really know right now at this point, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's like a deal between Vietnam and between America to where there's not bad tariffs levied and it costs us, the consumer. Because that's what's going to happen now if it goes through. Someone, oh no, Alex Scott, he calls Switch 2 a scam, LOL, but he's more of a PC guy. Obviously, his vid on Switch 2 is full of misinfo too, and he wishes Switch 2 game get emulated ASAP. I mean, well, he said the same thing he said that even before Switch 2. He said that with Switch. He said that with Nintendo just in general. He just said pirate everything for Nintendo. So it has nothing to do with Switch 2 and anything like that. It has nothing to do with, like, he's been saying that for forever. So once again, it's for views. It's not necessarily because he feels any type of, or it's because of what Switch 2 did. I've seen a video from him or whatever that he stated that just pirate everything from Nintendo. So well before the Switch 2 even did it. So it doesn't really matter. Nintendo could have said games are free, everything's free, and he probably would have said pirate Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo could announce a system that was free, and he'd probably say still pirate it. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them the data that says that you downloaded the game for free. Still pirate it so they don't get that data either. You know? so yeah, it's all good. I'm going to be boycotting. Do you think it'll be a Wii U situation? No. And you can boycott too. Boycott all you want to. If you don't want to play the games, then don't play the games. It's up to you. You can vote with your wallet. But no, the Wii U situation was completely different. People didn't want, it's not because the system was too expensive. It's because Nintendo's marketing was bad on there. Nintendo's marketing's not bad. Everyone's talking about it. Everybody knows what the Switch 2 is. A lot of people want the system. If anything, more people are probably going to pick it up because there's more people even talking about it. You know, so it's popular. And obviously people are going to want it. People are just upset, really, not even about the system price. That's just people who don't know what they're talking about. It's really just the Mario Kart. That's really the only issue. And some of the people upset with some of the upgrades in terms of, like, they don't know about the Nintendo Switch 2 games. Like, they're caught up on misinformation. So yeah. But no, it's not going to be that because the Wii U didn't have incredible games at the launch. If Mario Kart World somehow was on the Wii U at launch, the Wii U would have done good. And if the marketing was better, like the Switch marketing's good, and people are excited for it or whatever. They're just upset about the price. The Wii U would have done better. So it's a completely different thing. No. On top of that, Wii U didn't have the 3DS franchises like Animal Crossing and Pokemon and Fire Emblem and all that, and Switch 2 is going to have all that. So, yeah, a lot of you guys don't know even why the Wii U failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just... a lot of you guys don't even know why it failed, which is okay. Also, third-party developers are all supporting the Nintendo Switch 2. By the way, just to let you know, third-party developers are all supporting the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, you're going to see a bunch of third-party games from Japanese developers. All those games, or not all the games, but a lot of those Japanese games that were announced at the Nintendo Direct for Switch 1, they're all getting Switch 2 ports. They're all getting Switch 2 versions, like the Ride Out game, the AI Summoning Files game, Guardians of Azuma. They even delayed Guardians of Azuma to hit the launch with the Switch 2 in June. So all the Japanese games, they're all coming out. I mean, obviously, you saw Elden Ring, you saw Street Fighter. Like, you're gonna see Resident Evil. You're gonna see a ton of stuff. Like, they're gonna support it. They need to support it. You know, they don't really have a choice. Because PS5 ain't doing it for them. What are the big game sales in PS5 in Japan? It ain't really happening. Monster Hunter's been great, but that didn't move the needle for PS5 sales in Japan. You know, so they need the Switch too. The Switch was huge for them. Let's see. OJ, just want to say I'm happy to have been wrong about the launch. Appreciate your work. Hey, Alvin, it's no big deal, brother. It's no big deal. It's all good. I've been around for a long time. This ridiculous amount of coke, bro. I'm gonna be with you. No one's excited for this system. This is the Wii situation we have here. So then, why did the pre-orders sell out in Europe and all that? Why are people keep on talking about the system? Why is it? Why are that's crazy?
Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and they announced $450 price and $80 for Mario Kart World.
Okay.
Going pre-orders next week now. Due to tariffs, we get system be $550 to $600, but I am still getting it no matter what.
Nobody wants the system though, according to the Ellie guy. I think the cope. I think the real cope is the fact that people are going to buy this and you're going to be upset. And you're going to be wrong. That's the real cope. Now, listen, if you're not going to get it, that's fine. But don't come back here when you're wrong. I don't think you're even going to be back here. When the sales come out or when it comes out and people are buying it, I don't think you're going to actually come back here. There's no cope here because you haven't actually told me anything that I've said wrong yet. But feel free to tell me anything that I've said wrong. I haven't said anything wrong yet. Feel free to tell me, though. Shout out to Vice. Says, as of today, Vietnam is in talks to put a 3-month stay on tariffs and is currently negotiating with the U.S. on fees. Only time will tell if they settle on. Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see what happens, man. Shout out to Vice. Thank you for the $10 dono, man. I appreciate it. And also, shout out to Kevin. Thank you for the $3 as well. Nobody's coping here. I'm not coping. I've been covering Nintendo for a decade plus. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows, and I know exactly why the Wii U failed or not. But I am down. If you want to come on here live, if you got a mic, you want to come on here and debate me why the Wii U failed or not and compare it to Nintendo Switch or Switch 2, I am down. I am ready to go. I am ready to go. So feel free, man. The Wii U did not sell well. The Wii U did not sell out. It did not sell out at launch. It sold okay over the course of the first couple of months, but the pre-orders did not sell out. If you wanted a pre-order, you could have easily got one. And there were a ton of Nintendo or Wii U's that were sitting on store shelves, unsold. I doubt that will be the case here. And people just didn't even know what the Wii U was. The brand recognition from Wii U to Switch is not even close. Everyone's talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. Everyone's discussing it. Everyone wants to talk about it and play it. That was not the case with the Wii U. Some people didn't even know if it was an add-on to the Wii or not, which has been said a million times. The scenarios here and the situations here are completely different. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's okay. They're literally two completely different things in terms of it. So people weren't complaining about the Wii U price being high. The marketing was terrible for it, but everybody actually knows what a Switch 2 is, and there's going to be tons of people that are going to pre-order it and buy it. Now, how it does in the long term and all that, that's up for discussion. But Wii U situation, that's 13 million over the course of its life. If you're willing to bet that it will do 13 million or less, feel free. I'll drop whatever amount you want to drop on a bet. Feel free to drop that right now, though. So let me know the price, and we will do half. You drop half, and we will, like I said, give it 2 years, 3 years. I don't know what you want to give it, but I can guarantee you that it'll outsell the Wii U. So feel free to drop that if you're really confident, but I'm not going to argue with you all day, buddy. Okay? So if you're confident that it's going to be, I need all of you Wii Uers out there that didn't know how the Wii U actually failed and try to compare it. If you're going to sit there and say that and argue it, I'm going to need you to actually put up or shut up because you're wasting everybody else's time, okay? So feel free. Let's settle on an amount. I'm willing to go up to 1,000. So if you got $1,000, I can go ×2 on that one. So if the Switch doesn't sell more than the Wii U, I'll pay you $2,000. But if the Switch sells more than the Wii U, then you got to pay me $1,000. And you can drop 500 right now if you want. So feel free. Since you're so confident that it's going to be a Wii U situation, feel free to drop it. I'm going to need a $500 down payment, or you can do a 25% down payment. I'm going to go with $250. So you can drop $250. $250. No, I need you to drop the amount. I need you to drop it. Don't be, listen, be a man of your word. You think that you know what happened? Be confident. You're here back in my stream again. So if you want attention, you're going to get it. You want the attention, I'm going to give it to you. So drop the amount, drop the price. Drop the price. Drop the $250. If you're not confident in that, then shut up, because you're sitting here pounding the table, pounding your keyboard for two or 3 days that it's going to be Wii U, that it's not going to sell, that nobody wants it. Okay, then this is free money for you. It's free money for you. It'll help you buy a Nintendo Switch too. I'm willing to drop a $2,000. That's a mortgage. That's rent. That can help you, man. I'm willing to help you. You think it's going to be a Wii U situation? You want $2,000? I'm willing to give you $2,000. So drop the amount, buddy. If you're not willing to drop the amount, then shut up about the Wii U, because you're not confident. You're just talking. You're a hater. You're not confident in what you're saying. You're just saying it. It's not a debate, a chat debate. You're not confident. Clearly, you're just saying it to hate. Now move on, okay? Move on. If you want to actually have good discussion here, I'm down. But come on, man. Don't be coming here and trying to do that, try to take over the chat with that. So this is the last time that I'll address it. You drop the $250, or you can drop the $500 if you want. And like I said, I ain't going nowhere. If you win, you got $2,000. If it sells less, then let's just give it 2 years, right? If it sells less than 13 million in 2 years, then you got yourself $2,000. I'll drop $2,000. That's a car. I don't know what country you live in or whatever. That's a lot of money, bro. But I'll give it to you. I promise I'll give it to you. Swear. Pinky promise. I swear I'll give it to you. $2,000. I'll get it set aside right now, and I'll set it aside from my YouTube check. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to drop it. If you're not willing to drop it, then I'm going to move on. Thank you for your support, though. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. A Switch 2 will not sell better than the Switch did, specifically because of game price. You have to remember the large majority of children who plays Nintendo as well. Parents can't afford it. Parents can afford iPhones. Parents can afford PS5s. And parents can also trade in their Switch 1 to get the Switch 2. So the whole parents can't afford it thing is not true. On top of that, the Nintendo Switch Lite is $200. The Nintendo Switch OLED is $350. Kids... and the OLED specifically absolutely destroys the Switch Lite in sales. So kids aren't even asking for the Switch Lite as much as they are asking for the Switch OLED. So if it was all just about price and as cheap as possible, the Switch Lite would be selling significantly more or even on par with the OLED. And it's not. The Switch Lite is the worst selling model of the Nintendo Switch. So no, I don't think that it's just like, oh, well, kids can't afford it. They can trade in their Switch 1 if they really want it, you know?
Really excited for Switch 2. System and games look incredible.
Shoutouts, man. Appreciate that.
About the pre-order delay, though. This administration seems hell-bent on incompetence at seemingly everything it does.
Yep.
Sky's music?
Let's see here. Let's see here. Skies of Arcadia. No, it's all good. Like I said, you're not confident in what you're saying. You're not confident in what you're saying. You're not paying me. I'm paying you, right? You're not paying me. I'm paying you. It's a bet. It's a bet between two men, right? Like, it's a bet. You're not paying me. What are you talking about, bro? It's an investment from you because you're right. It's a Wii U situation. No one wants to buy it. It's gonna flop, right? That's a pay. It's an easy money for you. What are you talking about? That's a payment on you. That's a payment for you. But that's okay. I did this whole debate and all this. I did this in 2016 and 2017 with the same people that came here and told me that Switch wasn't going to be successful. So I've already done this before. I've been there and I've done that. I actually did it again too with the Wii back in the day. I did it with the 3DS. I did it with the DS. I've done this debate so many times. I'm more experienced than you. I'm the Michael Jordan. You're definitely the John Starks, okay? You're the Charles Barkley. I'm Michael Jordan in this. When it comes to debating and discussing and talking about video games, you're Charles Barkley. You ain't never won a title. I got multiple. I've done it for so many years, and I'm so much better than you at this. So the reason why I pressured you with money is because I know that you're full of shit. And as soon as I brought up money, you don't want to do it. And it's just a really easy tactic. And it's actually what kind of like, what's it called? Like, people in the military and other people like special ops, they'll use these type of tactics on people that are weak-minded, that don't know what they're talking about. They'll bring up something that's like, oh man, you don't want to give them too much, like, oh, they can lose something. Because they know it's BS. You know what I'm saying? They know it's BS. What you're saying is BS. And it is BS. And if you were confident in it, you just say, okay, I'll drop it. I'm going to get the money back and whatever. I'll get times two my investment. It's an easy bet. I would take that bet. If I was confident in something, I'd take that bet 1,000,000 times over. But the reason why you're not doing that is because you know you're full of shit. And like I said, so I'm done arguing back and forth. If you're not going to do it, that's fine. Just move on, you know? Just move on, and I'm done talking about it. Let's get to the people that are actually here to talk and discuss what's going on. Shout outs to Deported Slim with the $2, Melody of the Sea, thank you for the membership, I appreciate that. So yeah, man, appreciate it. I already explained why. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going back and forth with you, man. I'm done. So thanks for coming out to the stream. I appreciate you. It's not the most common sentiment right now, and it's not. That's what you think it is, but you have not proven anything. So thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate you. We're going to put you on timeout for 24, so I'll see you back tomorrow. I'll see you back tomorrow night. If you're not going to drop it, just feel free to go. I'm not arguing with you all stream. Hey, what's up, Bead Queen? Exactly. That's why I said it's not that deep. The reason why I argued with him this long is just to prove that he's just full of BS, because he's been coming to my stream. And I thought, hey, look, this will just be the end of it. If anything, he won't come back to my stream after this. I doubt he'll come back. And if he does come back, he's just going to be timed out from the very beginning, because I'm not going to argue with him the whole stream. But I wanted to give him a chance and also make a little bit of money off of a sucker, because he would be obviously he'd be a sucker to drop that amount. He'd be a sucker. Like, he wouldn't even drop $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, to drop that amount, he'd be a sucker, because he knows that it's not true. He knows what he's saying. Exactly. Put your money where your mouth is. He knows that what he's saying is not true, but he's angry. He's probably a hardcore PlayStation or Xbox guy. Like, he's just angry over the prices. So he's just saying whatever he wants to say and, you know, doing that. He hasn't said anything that's actually factual. He's just going off of what angry people are saying that are feeding him full of misinformation, that are angry over misinformation about it, which a lot of these people know that it's misinformation, or they know that they didn't get everything right. They're just angry. So that's what he's going based off of, not anything that's actually factual. It's just his opinion. Let's see. If they think Switch 2 is expensive, wait till Sony, Valve, and Xbox increase their products, because the tariffs is not only Nintendo issue, but the gaming tire. Yeah, exactly. It's a whole gaming issue. It's a whole gaming issue. Let's see. You haven't read any of the super chats, man. I did read your super chats. Deported Sicilian with the $2 says, tips. Where are they? Deported Sicilian says parents can afford it now. This admin ain't done. Parents can afford it now. The admin ain't done. Okay. Parents still buy their kids iPhones. They still buy their kids PS5s. They still buy their kids Xboxes. Well, not maybe Xboxes, but they still buy their kids stuff. And once again, if the kid has a Switch 1, he can definitely trade in the Switch 1 and get the Switch 2 for right around the price what a Switch OLED would be. So it's not like it's, oh my gosh, there's no way to get it and there's no way to afford it at all. Like, just trade in your Switch 1 and you can have the Switch 2 if you're really like don't have the money for it. But once again, I've said this before, and I said it like with the PS5 Pro, and I've said it with anything like that. I wasn't even upset with the PS5 Pro price. I didn't like the fact that they removed the disk drive. That was the biggest issue for me, was removing the disk drive, not the price of the system. The price is like, hey, look, you're getting what you're paying for the most part. It's a powerful system. The problem was the disk drive removal. That was my issue. Big love to Neophyte G says, I wish people would stop complaining about the prices. If you don't want to pay it, then don't. It's simple. I think it's not even just complaining about the prices. That guy that was here earlier, it's, once again, they are trolling about it because they were wrong about Switch. I can guarantee you, if we pulled up this guy's profile, right, Neophyte G, I guarantee you he was hating on the Switch the whole time. I guarantee you he thought that the Switch was going to fail. It's almost a one. I guarantee you it's nearly 1-to-1 with people who said that. Who guarantee you. Like I said, I think who was it? Neophyte. What's his face? Monado Mario. Sorry, Monado Mario. that's Monado Mario, was talking about how other people are complaining, and it's full of misinformation about everything. So it's the same people, you know what I'm saying? It's the same exact people that rush to make a video or rush to be angry and didn't even know everything about it and say, oh, okay, you know, oh, my bad. You know, like I was saying, there are legitimate concerns. Point to my video today. Nobody can sit there and say, oh, you're just being a fanboy. No, go watch my video today. If you go watch my video today, I say a lot of the things that actual fans are concerned about when it comes to the prices and Mario Kart and things like that. Like, I actually talked about that in my video today. What I'm disputing with this guy or whatever, these people, is that they have so much misinformation in their videos and they have so much wrong information in their videos because they didn't want to research. It's painting a narrative. But a lot of these guys don't even like Nintendo in the first place. They don't even play their games in the first place. So it's just for views. A lot of it is just for views. If you don't like Nintendo games and you don't play their titles and you don't care and you haven't been playing them, what do you care now for? It didn't matter to you in the first place, you know? Now, now all of us, you want to get into it now? What are you talking about? That's not true. Like, let's see here. Prince Goro says, I remember people debating OJ Switch 1 would fail due to the Tegra X1 chip. Exactly. They'll sit there and they'll call me shill, call me names, call me this and that. But at the end of the day, none of those people that argued with me about the Tegra X1 and failing or not, none of those people are even here. Where are they even at? Like, they're not even here. You know? Literally gone. Not a single one of them. And it's the same thing with these people. You know, that will be eventually when the Switch 2 is successful, because it will be. Like I said, not saying that it's going to outsell Switch 1. Damn near no systems outsold Switch 1. Switch 1 might be the best-selling system of all time. You know? So it's going to be tough to outsell that. Pretty much nobody's outsold that. You know? I think Nintendo comes out and says $399 and $499 or $450 and takes the L for a bit. We'll see. That would be a good move. If Nintendo came out and said, hey, look, we're dropping the base one to $399 and the other one to $450, I would like that as a consumer. I would love that to be a thing. Trust me. But I don't think they're going to do it, but that would be great if they did. Powerful Nintendo and Sony and third-party monopoly, which scares the fanboys. I think there's a little bit of that in there. The fact that it got Cyberpunk, the fact that it's getting Elden Ring, the fact that it's getting an exclusive from software title. Those are the type of things that for the hardcore, not most PlayStation fans, but for the hardcore, definitely scares them just a little bit, because they can always rely, because like all of these guys complained about how weak the Switch 1 was. Everybody did, right? Everybody complained at some point about how weak it was. Nintendo listens to the feedback and gets a much stronger hybrid, and now it's too expensive after they bought a PS5 Pro, or after they bought, you know, the PS, whatever the case is, right? Oh, now it's too expensive. Oh, now it's not, wait a minute. You never said that about Steam Deck. I saw some of these people buying Steam Deck or saying that Steam Deck's fine. Never said that about a Steam Deck OLED. You never said that about that. Why not worried about Steam Deck OLED and the price there? Oh, because Steam Deck OLED doesn't threaten your fanboy whatever, right? It doesn't threaten your fanboy mind about things. Me, I don't care about Steam Deck when it came out. I tried to pre-order one. I freaking couldn't. The website broke on me. I didn't care about that. I didn't make a bunch of negative tweets about Steam Deck beforehand. I tried to pre-order one. Xbox, when that came out, I pre-ordered one. Xbox Series. Xbox Series X. PS5. So I'm not worried about another system. If another system comes out and mollywops Switch 2, okay, then it did. That's what it did. I've lived through Nintendo getting mollywopped so many times. It doesn't matter. I don't work for Nintendo. I create content. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter to me. But for some of these guys, it matters to them. It matters to them. Like, I see Mr. Pio. This dude's going off about how evil and how everything is. This dude bought $1,000 PS5 in Europe. $1,000 PS5 Pro. He buys games for $90 to $100 and justifies it by saying, I use it every day. So some of these guys, and he admitted, and Mr. Pio, he's the homie. He's cool. But he admitted that he doesn't even play Switch. He doesn't even like the games. He doesn't even play it anymore. He doesn't like their games. But he's out here talking. It threatens them just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Thanks for shout out. But yeah, heck, I see many spread misinfo on the pre-order delay in US too, saying Nintendo gonna raise the price SMH.
That's not
and Brian,
misinformation.
Cool Goy Weirdo, etc. Y'all can form a Temu anti-Switch 2 alliance and debate against OJ if you can lol. I'm
not debating them unless they put forward cash. If the LE guy or whatever his name is, or the cool, I need, for a debate, I'm gonna need $100. I'm gonna need $100 cash. I'm not gonna sit here and debate I gotta be careful. I'm not gonna sit here and debate someone that clearly has had some problems mentally growing up. I am not gonna debate them, okay? Without it, because that's a waste of my time. So you're gonna have to pay me for my time. I'm gonna need cash to debate somebody that has that low of intellect. Now, if it's somebody that actually has high intellect that I can discern from the chat, then I will debate them. Like I debated the guy, the Treefall Studios. He has very high intellect, and he was pretty good when he came and debated me on Wii and versus whatever. I forgot what our debate was. It was like Wii versus GameCube or whatever, like the case is, right? Or Wii versus I don't know what our debate was, or Wii versus Switch. And he actually had very good points because his intellect is high. But I'm not gonna debate people that have such low intellect, you know, and for free. No way. Like because I just like babysitting. If I'm babysitting, you gotta pay me. If I'm it's like babysitting non-blood relative or not even a friend, just a random person off of like Craigslist. That's not even a thing, but off of like whatever the nanny thinks. No, you gotta pay me if I'm gonna come there and babysit your kid. What the heck? DSP Gaming Real with the $10 says the United States is experiencing a market crash. Maybe he don't have the 500 though. It would be a good deal right now. The money's tight, but it's only going up. Nintendo's $90 game pricing is regarded. It's not $90. So DSP Gaming Real, you've already been tricked by content creators. The games aren't $90. The games are anywhere between $40 and $80. There's a couple games that are $80. Really one game in terms of a Switch 2 game that is $80, and that is Mario Kart, but there are no $90 games in terms of here, 90 in the US. There are games that are, you know, 70, there are games that are 40, there are games that are 60. It's kind of all over the place. So there's not $90 games. So you already got caught there. So yeah. And I'd say this. He says that he doesn't have the 500. He definitely has the 500. And I even said 250. I gave him a deal. He definitely has it. He definitely has it. He knows that he's wrong, DSP Gaming Real. He knows that he's wrong. That's the reason why he won't do it. Because all of you guys here would say, wait a minute. If you are confident, man, if you are confident in what you're saying, like 100%, like you're willing to argue for 2 days in a row, over and over for an hour plus, that something's going to happen, you would be confident enough to say, okay, I'll drop 250 because I'll get 2K in return. There's no way, if you were confident. If you were confident in what you were saying. If you're not confident and you're just doing just a troll, then you're not going to drop it. I even gave him a lower option the other day. He didn't take that either. It's funny. I think I gave him like 50. He didn't take that option either. So that's how I knew he was BS. I set him up over 2 days, you know? But thank you for the $10 DSP Gaming Real. But no, there are no $90 games. At least here in the US, there are no $90 games. That is misinformation. Thank you for the $10 though. Monado Mario, thank you for the $3 as well. Appreciate that.
If you can afford an iPhone 16 Pro, then you can afford a Switch 2. With MK World physical copy. Lol.
Yeah, that's true. Some people don't like iPhones, but a lot of people do like iPhones. You know, but thank you for the $5. Fonzie says, hey fam, crazy times and stuff. Do we know the price for Switch 2 in Japan? The price for Switch 2 in Japan, I think it's like $330 for a Japanese only Switch 2, and I think it's like $400 for a 400 something for a normal international version Switch 2. Lupak with the membership. Thank you so much, Lupak. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for becoming a tune-in tier member. And Christian, thank you for the $3. Deported Slim with the $5 says, with internet bills, pet supply bills, and back taxes, I don't know if I can afford the Switch 2. That's it. I'm never blowing bubbles ever again. Thank you for the $5, Deported Sicilian. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 5, man. Let's hear. Paul Gable with the dollar says, I rewatched your first party games reaction video today. Man, that was fun. How about some Mario Kart World music? Let's see if there is even Mario Kart World music. All right, let's see here. Mario Kart World music. Shout outs, man. All right, I think this could be it. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Damn, you in debt? What to do? Hey, what's up? Get ready to learn Japanese, buddy. Get that $330 Switch. OLED is $350. Switch 2 is $450. That's $100 more. 10 times the GPU. Well, there you go. It's all about the math, baby. The key card thing is also another common misinformation I see on many YouTube videos. YouTubers saying how Nintendo's killing physical. Yeah, I think I didn't watch the video, but I think I saw Mr. Maddie say something like Nintendo's killing physical, which it's like that one I'm not as upset about because it's like it is and like it isn't. It's like both. It's like a potential positive and negative. Let's talk about the game key card, guys. The game key card is an interesting thing because the game is not on the card, but it gives you a way for a digital game to actually have ownership over a digital game, which you cannot do that on Xbox or PlayStation. And on Switch 1, the solution was there's a game card that's like 4 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes, and then you've got to download the rest of the game online, right? So then there's that, which you get some of it, but then there's also games that you just open up the box and it's just a code in the box. There's not even an actual game card. It's just a code in the box. So it's like positive and negative. Digital, and for developers, they can save on the actual cost. They might be more inclined to make the games because they don't have to worry about that cart cost. But then again, it's bad because then they're like, hey, we can do a game key card and we don't have to worry about the cart cost if we do a game key card. So there are negatives and there are positives. It is clearly better than a code in a box. And I'm thinking that it's on par or somewhat better than a cart that has half the game on it or has a quarter of the game on it. That's just, what's the point? I mean, yeah, you save a little bit of space on your memory, but you know what I'm saying? Like, So it's a positive and a negative. You can buy and sell that game key card too. You can buy and sell it. You don't have to, it's not a one-time use. So it's like, it's good and it's bad. It's pros and there's cons. Shout outs to Marco Von Doom with the $4.99. Says maybe Nintendo will add another game to the Switch 2 bundle when they increase the price for US customers. Can I get Melee DK Rap? Yes, you can. And maybe they can add the welcome tour. That'd be good. So maybe they add maybe they can add that. Should be in there for the beginning. That should just be in there. Thank you for the 5, man. Let's see here. Let's see. It's just a code. It's just a code in a box. It's not a code in a box. So let me describe it again, Alvin. A code in a box is a one-time voucher use that once you get that one-time code, it's done. It's on your system, and that's it. The game key card is a physical, actual shell of a card of a game that you insert into your Nintendo Switch, and then it downloads the game. It essentially works as like a key. You need a key to get into your house, right, to access your stuff. So it works as that. If you don't have the key, it will not work. A code in a box will work. You don't. There is nothing physical to it at all. There's nothing. So that is the big difference between a game key card and a code in a box. They are different. The game key card can be taken out, lent to a friend, borrowed, sold, whatever the case is. It just can. A digital code in a box clearly cannot. Now, however, a cart that has half of the game or a quarter of the game on it and you download the rest, that can be bought and sold in anything. So essentially, this is just like the games that where you have to have an extra download. The only difference is that now the developers don't even have to pay for even having a cart at all. Most people didn't like the fact that you have to download the game anyway. Like if you buy a cart, you have to download the game. So it's kind of like, are we losing anything? Yes and no, right? Like, yes, we are, but then no, because people hated the fact that you have to do that. So you might as well just make it a digital game, right? Might as well just buy digital on that front. But now if you do want something, it gives you a bit more control over that digital game, right? Compared to a code in a box. So that's the big difference. Darmex and Marco Von Doom, thank you guys for the $5 though. Darmex says, in comparison to other current handhelds, I see no problem with the Switch price for Switch 2, unlike certain YouTubers complaining about it. Sorry, Alex. Yeah, there's no, I mean, once again, they don't know the specs of it. A lot, they've been misled by people thinking that it's, you know, worse than like the Steam Deck. So they don't know the specs yet. So I think that's the reason why some of them are saying that, which is fine. I mean, that's the name of the game on YouTube, man. You just kind of go with what people are saying, but then you kind of go from there, Marco. So yeah, or you go from there, Darmex. So yeah, shout outs though. Let's see here. Jens, thank you for the 5. Feeling sorry for normal and smart Americans who don't support Trump.
Let's set some time to discuss Mario Kart World impressions on stream
Yes,
at some point.
we do.
This week for me been a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
But watching Mario Kart World footage gets me excited again.
That
More Mario Kart World music, please.
That Mario
Sounds
Kart World,
too.
it's awesome, man. It looks and it plays incredible. I've got a video. I took a bunch of notes. I got a video that I'm going to do on it at some point. So, so yeah, man. You found the motif? Oh, baby! We found the Mario Kart World motif. All right, party, man. Let's go. We found it, baby. Or you found it. I didn't find it. So, yeah. Sweet Tea, thank you for the month. Politics and gaming, great combination. That's what leads to really awesome conversations. Well, we can't avoid the politics situation, Vegeta. I want people to be respectful. Like, don't be too crazy with it. But, like, it's a direct result of politics. That's what's happening right now. You know, listen, you guys know I have a no politics, type of situation. But I can't tell people, don't say something when someone is clearly affecting or could affect the price of said thing that we come here to talk about. And I know that there's times when politics has affected that, but we did talk about other times when politicians said video games are the reason why there's a lot of high crime. We'll talk about who the politician was and what they said and why it's not. So this is no different from that, right? You wouldn't have a problem with us discussing that. So I get it. Like I said, I don't want to upset people that did vote for Trump or whatever. We're not here to to discuss voting and all that. And if you like him, I don't care. That's part of having a free country, right? You can support whoever you want. But it's okay to be upset when there's a direct relation to the price of something that someone has done because they're levying tariffs on countries that's going to affect us, the gamer, as a consumer. That is fair to bring it up. But I see what you're saying. I'm trying to keep it respectful, though. I'm trying to keep it respectful. No crazy comments on it, guys. So, I mean, it is what it is. So yeah. Let's see here. OJ, can we get a Switch 2 on release? OJ, can we get a Switch 2 on release? Maybe. Just another artist with the $2 says, you seen MP4 opening cutscene? It's gas. I have not. I don't want to waste too much time. And I don't want to watch too much stuff because I want to play the games myself. So I did watch the Mario Kart stuff though, but I don't want to watch too much, especially Metroid Prime. It's almost here. Super Christian with the $1 says, so the game key card is like a blank CD and your game is like music in said CD? No. A blank CD carries the data of whatever you're writing to it. So no. That would be something that you would write the data to it. That's what a CD is. Like you burn a CD, the data's on that CD. A game key is literally giving you a key to be able to access something. A key to access it. So think about it as, your house, right? You open the key, the door, the information's there, all your stuff is there, but you need that key. If everything's locked up and boarded up, sealed tight, and you don't have anything else, you need that key to open it. But at the end of the day, it's still just a digital game. It's a digital game that you're downloading, and it'll be there on your system and everything, but you need that key in order to play it. And there's nothing on that key. There is no data on that key outside of the little data that it takes or whatever to unlock the door. So no, that's not quite it. And I don't know why this is, people are really seem to be confused with this. Guys, it is a digital game in a shell of a game card. And it is a key to unlock that game to download it. That's it. That's all it is. It is a key. It is a key on a card to download the game, to download a digital copy. That's it. That's in its simplest form. It is a key to download a digital copy. Like if somebody said, hey, look, this is your key to be able to get this digital product. You got to have this. If you don't bring this, you're not going to get this digital game. So when you go there to the store to get the digital game, you better bring this. If you don't have this, then you can't get that digital game. However, that digital game, that key, if you want to give it to someone else so they can have that key to get the digital game, they can do that. So that's all it is. There is nothing actually in here in terms of the data. It's still digital, but it is the key to being able to download that game. And that is it. And that is the start, the stop, the middle, the end, the everything. It is a key to download a digital game. But once again, you can give that key to someone else. That key is only activated, that digital game is only accessible with that key. If you do not have that key, you cannot play that game. So it is like also like a physical game in that sense, because you can give it to someone else, you can sell it, you can trade it, you can do what you want, but you need that key in order to access that digital game. Now you can still buy a regular digital game, right? That doesn't need a key card. You can still just go on the eShop and buy a digital game that works just like it always worked. But that's not this. See what I'm saying? Still excited for Street Fighter 6 despite it being a game key? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Street Fighter's kind of one of those games though, it's like it'd be good to have digital anyway, because it's like a fighting game that you're probably going to want to play over the course of time. Like, do you want to put that in and out? Like, you know, fighting games like Tekken, Smash, you know, Virtual Fighter, like those ones, I actually even get those games digital. Like, I mean, I have a physical version of Smash, but I was like, I wanted a digital version of Smash because that's a game that you're going to go back to. I don't want to be inserting the key, like, you know, that back, like the physical copy back and forth. So it makes sense for, I mean, I'd probably buy Street Fighter digitally. Like, I just probably just flat out buy it digital, to be honest. Captain Kingston with the $10 says, I think people are afraid of companies delisting games and downloads from the eShop for the card key. I think it might be more difficult to dump cartridges for emulation. I can see Ubisoft doing this a lot. And yeah, I think that's also part of it. Once again, you know, I think that's part of them saying, hey, look, that's less of our games out there for emulation. Yeah, dumping it or whatever the case is. So yeah, absolutely. I think developers love the game key. They love it because they don't have to worry about, one, the high prices of the cartridges, and two, they can make the game however. They can just say, hey, look, we can actually put that money that we would spend on a cartridge, we can put that money towards actually having the game or having more of our profits. So I think it's actually going to entice more people to do it. Now, I'll tell you this right now, man. If there was no game key card system, it would just be all digital. It would just be, look, this game's not even offered physical. It's just a digital game, you know? So that would be the alternative. Would be it's just digital. There is no physical for the game because the game cards are still super expensive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The game cards for the Nintendo Switch 2 are expensive as hell. I spoke to a couple people and just trying to get a sense of where the game cards are for the Switch 1, and the Switch 1 game cards, the 32 gigabyte for Switch 1 is still stupid expensive. They never actually figured out the prices for the game cards, and they only went up with the Switch 2, so they never actually figured that out. Let's see here. It sucks that Nintendo's holding back game chat at launch. Are they? Did they say that they're holding back game chat at launch? Are you getting the Switch 2 bundle? I'm getting the Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart World, because then you get Mario Kart for like $30. I'll get the physical version of Mario Kart later down the road. I don't think they're gonna let you have the key to someone else. They are. They are. It's not tied to your account. It actually does not work like a digital game tied to your account. It is an actual key that you need to be able to play the game. It is like a physical game in every sense, but just not in the actual innards of it and that. But no, it is not tied to your account. It is not a digital game in that sense. Otherwise, just go buy a digital game. But there's no point in buying a digital game or buying a game key card that's physical if you can't actually do anything else with, if it's just tied. Just put a code in the box then. Just put a code in the box and just say, okay, just take a code. If it was a one-time use, it's not tied to your account, which that information is actually already out there. That's already confirmed that it's not tied to your account. Spawnwave also talked about it as well. So if you don't believe me, you gotta believe Spawnwave, right? If you don't believe me, if you don't take my word for it, believe what Spawnwave had to say. So no, it's actually not. It's just, it operates like a physical game, but it's your key to download the game. So no, you actually, you can buy, sell, trade it. So yeah. Thank you for the gifted membership. 93 Phantom Vibes got that. Let's go. But you still need to download the game, right? Yes. 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 Guys, it is a physical shell of a key that you need to download the game. Yes, you need to download the game. There is no game on there. Why are you guys asking so many questions that are easily explained? This isn't that hard. I'm not trying to be mean, but this isn't that hard. I've explained it very clearly. It is a key to download the game. You need to download it. It is a key to download the game. It is an empty shell of a key that you need to download the game. If you don't have the key, you can't play the game. If you take out the key, if you take out that key from your system, it will not work. The game will not work on your system. It will not work. Okay? It's a game key. It is a key. It is a key. It is a key to access the content. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I'm sorry, I explained it very well. I explained it very well. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna act like you're just joking around, Sellout. I'm gonna act like you're just joking around. I'm gonna act like that's not a serious question. Why is this key card so hard to understand? It reminds me of the Rayman Patrick meme. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Is mayonnaise an instrument? Yo, man, can you explain the game key card again? I know, seriously. I think it's the way to satisfy the physical collectors, but also the issues with piracy games are getting larger day one updates. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the day one, like the games are getting larger. That's the biggest situation. Insert key, download game. Hold up, Joseph S. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because if you say insert key, play game, you're gonna, well, wait a minute, so then it is a physical game, right? Insert key, download game, then play game. Insert key, download game, then play game. In that order, like you open it, you insert the key, you download the game, and there's 3 steps. Oh my gosh, there's 3 steps. Don't say that. I know you know what I mean though, Joseph. I know you know what I mean. Because you're not asking questions on that. But I don't want you to say that. People are, oh, well, wait a minute. That means it is on there. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Isn't the point of physical games is so you don't need an internet connection? The point of physical games is really, yeah, that's part of it. But that's been kind of ruined with patches and updates and things like that, right? That's been somewhat ruined over that. But once again, this model of it, it's essentially a new way of doing a code in a box or a half cart. That's really all it is, Sellout. So I'm pretty sure you've seen a code in a box, right, for games. Have you never seen that? This is essentially, there's not going to be probably no more codes in a box. I mean, some developers might want to super cheap out, but I don't know. I doubt it. But have you ever seen a code in a box? It's essentially saying no code in a box. Or have you ever seen like a game that has like half of it missing? You got to download the game. That was prevalent on Switch. A lot of big third-party games do that. This is a replacement for that. Essentially, it's a replacement for both of those. For half of a game on a cart or a quarter of a game on a cart and a code in a box. No more of those. And if you're going to do that, just make a game key card. Just there's just going to be that. If you want to make a real physical game, then you can make a real physical game. But a lot of these games are so big and the prices of carts are so high, you're gonna see a number of developers opt for a game key card instead of a portion of the game on the cart or a code in a box, or if you want to just buy it digital, you can buy it digital. Says we're being punished in the end by Nintendo. On what aspect? The game key cards? That's not a punishment of anything. I'm not sure who's punishing you. Nobody's punishing. You're not being punished on anything. But yes, I do agree that the prices for Mario Kart, or the prices for the Mario Kart really should be dropped. I do think that, yes, it'd be great if that was 70. I think that would be great. Now, is the game going to be worth 80? It might be, depending on what you think. But I do think that the game should be lower priced. But I don't think you're being punished. Like, if you don't think it's worth it, then, you don't have to buy Mario Kart. You don't have to buy the game if you don't think it's worth it. But I don't think you're being punished. Like, you're not like a child. You're not getting spanked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting spanked. We are being punished with codes in a box. Well, that's something that, if you want a cartridge, that's something that there's nothing that anybody can do. Because developers are not going to spend the amount that they're going to spend in order to get like a 64 gigabyte cart for Cyberpunk. You think developers are going to spend that amount? They didn't even want to spend on a 32 gigabyte cartridge. Hell, developers didn't even want to spend on a 16 gigabyte cartridge. BioShock is on like an 8 gigabyte cartridge. That game is large. So these developers are not going to pay those prices. They're not going to pay them. So yeah. 1Me Games with the $4.99 says it's a key to download a game. Gamers against Trump. Well, listen, you can be against who you want or not. That's not my situation. That's not my situation. But thank you for 1Me Games for the support. I appreciate that. What if Mario Kart includes the DLC? Then it's definitely going to be worth it. If they give you a free DLC pass, then the $80 is worth it 1,000%. But we have to wait and see, right? I know you're just messing with me. I just had to make sure that I made sure I had to say like the politically correct answer. Since I was gonna buy Switch 2 to play Metroid Prime 4, but I think I'll just play it on Switch 1. Hey, play it on Switch 1. It's probably still gonna play really good on Switch 1. On Switch 2 though, it does play at 4K 60 or at a 1080p 120 frames per second. I mean, it'll still be good. It'll probably be like what, like 720p dynamic or 1080, maybe 900p dynamic. It's still gonna be good on Switch 1. Like it'll probably still be, you know, run good and everything. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna miss, you know, playing Metroid Prime at 4K 60, or even in handheld mode. You can play it at 120 frames on handheld mode. That's insane. Like I think I gotta play that on Switch too. Also, I want to try out the mouse mode. I mean, I'm not huge on mouse mode, but that might be kind of cool too. So, but yeah, but I get you though. You can definitely play it on Switch 1 if you want. Switch 1 is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's still gonna be here. They'll spend for them, OJ, if they are guaranteed to sell them at that cost. See the limited run on their website or LRG. Limited Run does a lot of smaller games on smaller carts. But like big games like Cyberpunk, you're not going to see developers paying for a 64GB cartridge. And you know how I know this? Because they did not do that with Switch 1. So I'm not just making this up, guys. This is not just my own opinion, and I'm just saying it just to say it. I'm telling you based off of these 7 to 8 years of the Switch 1 that third-party developers will not pay for 64GB cards. If you think that they're going to, then hey, feel free. Drop the amount. Drop the price. I'm willing to bet. If you guys think that a ton of developers are going to pay for 64GB cards, all right, bet. Bet. Let's do it. Let's see who does that. Because there's one. Cyberpunk. We've got Elden Ring. We've got Street Fighter. We've got all these big third-party games coming over. I wonder why they didn't go with the 64GB cart, guys. I wonder why. I wonder why they didn't go with one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, because they don't want to pay for it. because they didn't want to pay for it. So yeah, man. So yeah. Let's see. Cyberpunk is all on cart. Also noticed no one tried to go $80 games with tax when it's $70. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stream the Mario Kart Direct. Absolutely. Definitely gonna be playing Metroid Prime 4 4K 60 on the Switch version. Switch 2 version was the rear view once I saw those specs. Yeah. That I mean, if you're gonna play Metroid Prime 4, you gotta play Metroid Prime 4 with like, you gotta play Metroid Prime 4. You know. This whole Switch 2 release soured me on into spending the 2 hours looking to stream Steam Deck's games. I can't believe the prices in this library. It's amazing. Hey, have fun, Joe. Go buy Steam Deck. Good luck. Watch my video tomorrow too while you're at it. But yeah, if it soured you want to go buy Steam Deck, I'm not gonna stop you, man. I'm not gonna stop you. Feel free. Go get one. But I'm gonna say this right now, bro. You might be feeling a little bit different after you get it and you start playing the games. You might not feel so great after you get one. But hey, go pick one up. Go spend what? Steam Deck OLED? I think that's $550, right? $550 for a Steam Deck OLED? Or if you want a 1 terabyte, it's $600. So go drop the 600 or drop the 500 or 600 and have fun, man. Get the highest price one. If you're gonna go in, go all the way in, Joe. If you're gonna go in, go deep. Go in, man. Get the highest priced one. Get like the $700 one. Get that one. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a lot of memory. There's emulation. It's fantastic. So if you're gonna go in, go in. But no, have fun with it, man. Have fun. Steam Deck's actually really good. All joking aside, it's actually really good. There's a lot of customization, right? There's a lot of things that you can do with it. It might not be for everyone, but if you're willing to tinker, like if you're like Luca from Chrono Trigger, she would have loved the Steam Deck. Like if Luca was, she's not real. If Luca was real, she'd be like the #1 Steam Deck fan. So if you like tinkering with robots, you know, if Big Bang Theory is your favorite show and you like tinkering with robots, then like the Steam Deck is for you. Like that's just. But no, it's good, dude. No, it's good. It's good. Get the best possible Steam Deck. You want the OLED display. You want that one. So yeah. Let's see here. Nintendo, the new price of the Switch 2 will be $900. I don't think the new price of the Switch 2 will be $900. I think you'll be okay. $400 Steam Deck is only 60 hertz and Wi-Fi 5. That's a trap. Also, Steam Deck dock not included. Additional 80. No, Wilberforce. No, you're not allowed to mention that. You don't mention that. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to mention. Don't you dare mention that. What are you doing? How dare you? Wilbur, should I time you out right now? I'm gonna time you out. No, I'm not timing you out, Wilbur.
You missed my super chat earlier.
Okay, I did miss your super chat. Again. Sorry, my bad. See, but the game is inside the key. If it ain't like a CD or PS5, how is it? Sai, I'm sorry, I'm confused. I need to lie down. You missed my. I don't know why you're confused, Christian Me World. I don't know how you're confused. I don't know why you're confused. I don't understand why you're confused. It's legitimately. Aren't you a software engineer? The fuck, what? Listen. It is a empty shell key. There is a little bit of data on the shell that recognizes when it's inside the system and gives you access to download the digital copy. You need the empty shell data key, which is the game cart, in order to play and access the content. If you have the empty shell little data game cart, you can play the game.
Bring back themes.
Yes, I would love them to bring back themes too. I hope that they do. And they're going to announce it later. That's all it is. It's a little. Give me something. Where's my? Here we go. So here is the game cart. Don't look. Oh, this is perfect. You guys know what this is? You see what this is? This is a Samsung SD adapter for micro SD. Okay? SD adapter. It's an empty shell, but has a little bit of reading that can read information, right? So think of the cart as an empty shell that has a little bit of data, a little bit of reading on there. This is the key in order to access the digital data, okay? So when you take this and you take your Switch 2 and you insert this empty small data game cart into your Switch recognizes it and says, oh, that's the key to this game, and gives you an access to download the game. It doesn't download the game on here. It can't store data. All it does is a key, a little access, unlock key for the digital game on the eShop. That's all it is. And if you don't understand that, Christian, I can't help you. I have explained it exactly to the T. It is an empty shell, small data cart, doesn't have memory on there for you to write data to it. It cannot do that. It cannot do that. It just holds a small unlock key that gives you a pathway to download the game digitally when it's inside your Nintendo Switch. If you take the game key card out of your Nintendo Switch, you cannot play that game because it is not recognized. It is not a one-time use. It is saying, oh, here's the game key card. It gives you access to that game. You take that game key card out, you'll probably still see this. I mean, you might or might not see the square on there. I don't know yet. But either way, you still need it to play the game. So it acts like a physical game. It's not really a physical game, but it acts like it because you can trade it, buy it, sell it, whatever. You can sell it, whatever the case is, right? Buy it, sell it, whatever. Unlike a digital game or unlike a code in a box. So that's it. Is that good? We good, man? Shout outs to Christian Meworld though. He's actually smart, guys. He's not slow or anything like that. Like, he's actually smart. He's smart. He's just, it's a new thing. It's just new. It's new and it's different. So for some people, it's going to take them a little bit longer to recognize something new than others. Trust me, I've had my moments as well. But Christian's not dumb. He's like legitimately like he's a smart dude. He's actually really smart. He's just a little confused on something new. Like I said, we've all been there before. All of us have been there before. Let's see here. It's like a code but not a one-time use. Yes, it's like, but it's a physical thing. A code in a box is a one-time use, and it's a code. You can't insert a code in a box into your Switch. This actually gives the physical form of a cartridge that you need. So it gives you essentially ownership over a digital game, you know? But it's not an actual code in a box. Yes, it's ultimately the game is digitally downloaded, but it's not an actual code in a box, you know? Only third-party cards though, right? For right now, only third-party cards. Yes. Let's see here. You think tariffs 550 and 600 with the but PS5 is 500? We'll see about the. I mean, a $100 jump. I don't know if it's gonna be a $100 jump, but we'll see for sure. Super Christian Miro. Yeah, Super Christian Miro might be trolling me. He might be trolling. That's true. Shout outs to Bunka Gaming with the $10 though. Yes, we would all like them to bring back the themes. Let's see. Reptile says, if the tariffs go through, what do you think would be the best case scenario? The best case scenario is everything gets bumped up by $50. That's the best case scenario. The best case scenario is the new price of the Switch 2 standard is $500. The new price of the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle is $550. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is maybe $100 off the top. You know what I'm saying? So $100, that would be $550 and $650. That would be the worst case scenario. I don't see it getting that bad, but that would be like the absolute worst case scenario. It would be $100 or more. The you know, the best case would be like, okay, it's a $50 jump on each one, you know? But I do think the prices are going to stay the same. I don't think that there's going to be any increase. I think they're going to work out a deal. But we'll see. We'll see. You never know, man. You never know. I don't want to say that there's not, because I was wrong on the tariff stuff in general. I was wrong on that. So I don't want to sit there and say that there's no chance, you know? No, best case scenario is Japan gets rid of tariffs and therefore the US does too. That is not that is a scenario that's not even a thing. That is not a feasible option at all. So they're not going to get rid of tariffs. Tariffs have been in place for decades, more than 1,000, 2,000. I don't know how long. Tariffs have some form of tariff or taxation on goods has been around for since the revolutionary days of the U.S. or every day. That's never gonna not happen. I think when the Europeans who forced Japan to open their borders, there was tariffs then too. Tariffs in one way or another have existed since people started trading. Since people started trading, there's been tariffs. Britain, there you go. It was Britain. Britain had guns and stuff, was like, yo, you guys are gonna let us trade with you or we will invade you. And they're like, no. They're like, okay, well, we got guns. Like, okay, well, never mind. We spoke too soon. Never mind. Let's do it. We'll trade. So importing fees, tariffs, things like that, that's been around since forever. 1,000+ years. Great super great grandpa was out there tariffing it up. No, not that many greats, but maybe great. Maybe like 7 or 8. Yeah, let me give you about 7 or 8 greats. Maybe 9. Oh, so there's no current reason for Japan to have a tariff against the U.S. right now because of the weak yen. 8 greats. Yeah. Do put tariffs on the island, don't even have people living on them. It's okay. When they get there, we'll let them know. Pay up. I'm not here to have a debate on if every other country does this, why should we do this? We're here to debate what's actually happening to us as the consumer. That's the biggest thing. I'm not here to defend one politician who's going to potentially put higher prices on our products. Like that, you're not going to get any defense from me on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sit there, well, so if they're doing that to us, why don't we do that to them? Dude, I don't want the prices to go up at all for us. As a consumer, as a person living here, I don't want it to say, oh, well, yeah, they do this. Why not us to them? That's not my problem. That's not my problem. I don't want our products to go up in prices because people feel some type of patriotic way about what's happening. If there's a system that's working or somewhat working or because or whatever, the prices have been going up even without this stuff. Prices have been going up. So right now is not the best time. Now, if prices were dirt cheap for things, then I feel you, fam. But prices aren't dirt cheap for stuff. Eggs are still egging. Clothes are still clothing. And rent is still renting. Mortgage is still mortgaging. My interest rate bent me over when I moved houses. Like, legit. Smacked me. Just took advantage. It was not fair. But my interest rate catapulted compared to back in 2015. So, things have already been going up without all this stuff. I am not going to advocate for somebody saying, well, let's do even more because what they're doing to us, we're going to do to them. That's not my problem. Everything's been going up even before we were doing that. Now they're going to go up more? No, I ain't going to advocate for that. You got to be crazy to advocate for that. Like, you got to be out of your mind to advocate for that. If it's going to affect you as the consumer, hell no. I don't care who you worship as your favorite president or whatever they care. I don't care what it is. Left, right, up, far left, far right, far up, far down. You got to be insane to sit there and say that's a good thing or okay. Hell nah. No, I'm thinking about us, man. Look, they rich. They rich. It doesn't affect them. They rich. Whenever they want to go somewhere, they got secret security. They got whatever they want. They got food on the house. They got everything that they need. You don't. You don't have all the things that these guys do. The gap is so huge and it's getting even bigger. Think about it. How broke were you during COVID? How broke were all the rich people during COVID? Exactly. The richest people are even richer. While none of us are. None of us increased our net worth 15 times during COVID. Funny how all the rich people, the really rich people did increase. Somehow they're more rich. I'm not advocating for us to get hit with stuff because people feel like, yeah. What? No. Absolutely not. No, I wasn't broke during COVID either. I provided entertainment. A lot of you guys were home. I provided entertainment. A lot of you guys, despite some of you guys maybe not having, you guys supported, and I want to say thank you for that. You guys supported like crazy during COVID. I wasn't spending nothing though, because I'm like, I don't know if all this is going to blow up tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be a Resident Evil biohazard outbreak. Legit, I walked outside at dead ass. I thought it was biohazard. I thought it was Resident Evil outside, bro. I didn't know. I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. I think I got COVID once, but I couldn't tell. I mean, I got the vaccine, so it doesn't matter. But whatever, you know, I didn't ever get really sick or anything. But like, bro, I was scared as hell. But I didn't increase my net worth 50,000 by 50, like Bezos and all these other guys did. Trust me, they all increased their net worth. We did not. I could almost be positive none of us did, unless somehow you got a really good job during COVID. I mean, good for you if you did. But I mean, yeah, like, I'm not going to advocate for these people where it doesn't affect them. No, absolutely not. We're talking about what affects us. I am for us. That's why I did my video today with Nintendo and the prices. I did my video with Nintendo and the prices because at the end of the day, we're the consumer. Now, I understand there needs to be a business. There needs to be rules. There needs to be regulations. I understand that people are trying to make moves to help out in whatever way or whatever the case is. Like, I get that. I understand business. Trust me, I do. I'm not one of these, you know, everything should be sold at damn near no, you know, profit or nothing. No, I ain't one of that. But at the end of the day, I'm still a consumer and I'm still, like, I want what's best for us. You guys know how I am about celebrities. You guys know how I am about super rich people. You guys know how I am. I mean, they can do their thing. They are what they are, but they're not us. You know what I'm saying? And to sit there and try to sit here and try to rationale with them, trust me, they don't think much of you. I can guarantee you right now that none of these people that you would cap for think anything of you. They don't care. They don't. And they never will. I've been around really rich people. I've been around celebrities. Trust me. I've heard what they've said. I have some friends that played in the NFL. Back when I was trying to play, I was doing some tryouts in different places. And I've been in some places with high draft picks that were around celebrities. And if you heard what they said about normal people, okay? About people that buy their stuff. If you hear what they say about people that buy their things, that buy their albums, that buy their movies, you would never support them again if you truly heard how they feel about you. So don't cap for these politicians and for these people and for these celebrities. Trust me, they don't like you. They see you as an ant. You're an ant. You're a nobody. You're a nothing. You're a bum. Buy my ticket. Trust me. Not all of them, but a large amount of them. Okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to tell you who the celebrity was. Celebrities. Multiple. I tell you this. I was in San Diego. And there was a draft pick of the San Diego Chargers that I happened to know. And like I said, I was still training for football at the time. So I was trying to do football in Sacramento. Play for the Mountain Lions. So in the old UFL league. So I was training and I was like, hey, let me go down to San Diego, hang out with some of my friends. My friends are also in San Diego. So I saw my other friend that was drafted. I was like, oh, let's hang out. So then he had a big, he just got paid a ton of money. And he had a bunch of people over that he knew, that he had friends of a friends. And, there were a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. I'm like, bro, get me out of here. But anyway, I was like, wow, I was hearing some of these people. And I just felt like, I felt so out of place because they were asking me what team I play for. Oh, do you play for the Chargers? And I was like, no. They're like, oh, you play for like the 49ers. And I was like, no. Like, oh, what's the NFL team do you play for? I'm like, I don't play for a team. They're like, oh, I'm like, no, I'm trying though. Like, what team? I'm like, UFL. They're like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's like a smaller league. Oh, cool. I hope you make it. Literally, walking away. Bum. Like, walking away under their breath. Ugh, bum. Like, I'm like, what? Excuse me? Because I wasn't wearing the nicest clothes. I wasn't all decked out. I didn't have a rollie and chain. Like, everybody was all dressed up. I just wore, like, a normal tee and some nice jeans and some, like, I didn't even have Jordans back then. I think I had a pair of Reeboks. So I looked very out of place. So yeah. It was a while ago. It was a decade ago. So you guys are gonna guess. No, it's none of those. We're not gonna talk about it. So yeah. Listen, you could have lied and cleaned their clock monetary wise. They're not gonna give me it. They're not gonna. Rich people don't give other rich people money at parties. So there was nothing to do there. All they want to do is that if you're good and they ask you who you play for because they want to be able to be like get tickets, or they want to be able to have clout. Like, oh, I know this guy that plays for this team, so that gives me more clout, right? That's all they're looking for. They're not looking to actually be your friend. They're looking to see where can I gain clout. Because if you play for the 49ers, that's clout. If you live in California and someone plays for the 49ers and the 49ers are like, hot. I mean, they weren't good at the time. But if they're like a hot team, that's more clout for them. They're going to hit you up. Oh, yo, man, let me get tickets to the game or whatever. And they're going to want to be shown like on the cameras or in the press box. It's all about a clout thing. It ain't about actually being your friend. You see what I'm saying? Fam? Like, it ain't about that. You guys got to realize how Hollywood people move. Hollywood people don't move in a way to where they're your friend. They move in a way to where it's going to make them money. It's about connections. So
no wonder he called you bum. Reeboks? Ooh, lol.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think I deserved it. I think I deserved the bum talk with the Reeboks, man. I wasn't thinking, you know, I didn't know there was gonna be those type of people at that place though. I was there to train for football. Let's see. What's up, OJ? I'm Hyper Switch 2, even though it's 700 here. Oof. Canada. Also, the first party Nintendo games are on cartridge with no key, like Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yes, the first party games are on the cart. Are on my track shoe or my freaking running shoes were Nikes, guys. Goodness gracious, but they were dirty. I wasn't gonna wear my running shoes to the play, so I just threw on my Reeboks. My Allen. They were Allen Iverson, man. What you mean? Allen Iverson's cool. Nobody thinks Allen Iverson's cool. I had some nice Iverson's AIs. So check my third man comment. It's indicative of what the mentality of the elites. Okay, shout outs, yeah. Feel bad. I don't know who that is, Netflix. Damn, you ain't have no Rolly, man. No Rolly, bro. No Rolly. The only problem about politics is most discussions, nuances, content. Oh, you deleted it. That's okay. Let's see. In Australia, Switch 2's game $700 and $700 and games are 100. Yeah, dude, Australia has crazy import fees because of how like isolated it is. Canada has crazy fees too because Canada's the tax and Canada's nuts. Not Reebok, but Asics would have been that maybe. Bro, ain't nobody rocking no damn Asics. What you mean, bro? Asics are only for people that are going running. If you rock an Asics at like a house party, you're gonna get clowned harder than somebody wearing some Reeboks. That's for sure. At least 20 years ago you would. Asics? No. Nick93 with the $1 says, should have said you were on the Niners practice team. If I said that, they would have looked me up and they would have known that I'm lying. Or they would have asked for something. Or like, I could have. Okay, listen, I'll keep it a buck. It ran through my mind. But I didn't want to get caught up. Because in one situation, it was really awkward because there was people doing things right by us. So I was already really awkward. It was really awkward to begin with. And I didn't even really want to be there. So I was already kind of like uncomfortable. So yeah. So I wasn't looking to lie. I was just looking to kind of just move out from there, but I kind of got just like caught up, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. Were smartphones a thing? No, not really. Some people, no, like the smartphone that we know, like the current model of the smartphone, like the current like form of the smartphone was not known. It was like transitioning. Some people had like, it was iPhone then. I don't know if maybe it might have been the original iPhone. So, but yeah, it wasn't like how everybody has a smartphone now. It wasn't like that. There were still people with flip phones. There were still people with sidekicks, like, and Blackberries. That was the phone that everybody had, Blackberry. There was a lot of people with Blackberries back then, you know? Yeah, Blackberries. Yeah. Blackberry was like the phone. Was like, okay, that if you got a bit of cash, Blackberry was the phone to have, you know? I'm not gonna pin down the year because then you guys might be able to know who the person was and all that, who the player was. So I ain't gonna do all that. What if even Kirby Air Riders will be 80? LOL. Sakurai said people will be even more willing to pay up, right? Kirby Air Riders? I doubt Air Riders would be 80. I think really 80 is gonna be reserved for like the biggest Nintendo Switch 2 games. If the 80 even sticks, it might not stick. They might drop the price. You know, so, but yeah, I think it's gonna be like the next Legend of Zelda. But if Mario Kart doesn't do well at 80, then I don't think they're gonna do 80. I think it's a test too. Like if it doesn't do well, they can easily say, oh, look, not all games are 80, right? Because Donkey Kong is 70. So they can easily say, oh, not all games are 80. No, not all games are 80. It's good. So I think it's a test. If Mario Kart does really well at 80, then they'll probably say, okay, we can get away with it. But if Mario Kart just does not so great, then they might just say, oh no, games are 70. Games are 70. You know, because DK is 70. A fake one would have been more likely. You could have kept lying and would have gotten you a unnecessary situation. Exactly. Like, the thing about lying, guys, is that when you lie, especially in person, when you lie, you get, it can go down a rabbit hole, and then one lie will lead to like you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know how inquisitive they'll be. You know what I'm saying? So if they say, "Oh, I know this person on that team," or whatever the case is, they might want to say, "Hey, man, like text that person, like, yo, this person is here. Do you know it, or like, want to say what up or whatever?" Like, trust me, they don't move like other people move. So the reason why you definitely shouldn't lie around rich and smart people. For sure, you shouldn't lie around them, because they might check on some things. Most of the time, like if you meet somebody like at a regular house party or whatever, man, it don't even really matter. But I'm telling you, rich people like super rich people, they like to network. They love to network. Business-minded people, they love to network. So they're going to check on your sources. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I learned that very early in my life, to not lie to people that have money or business-minded people, because then they will be like, they'll be inquisitive, and then they will go a bit further. You say a big lie that you have this or that, or you run this business, they'll be like, what business is it? You make up another lie? Really? What type of Google? Like, they'll look at Google. Oh, where are you on Google? Oh, I'm not really on Google. I'm still getting started. Oh, but you told me. Like, I'm telling you, man. Business-minded, rich people, I'm telling you, they will dig. They will keep digging. So because they want to see maybe there can be a way to make money, right? So that's the reason why they'll dig a little bit. They'll surface level dig, to see if you're full of it. They'll surface level dig. And if you start giving them choppy, weird answers, they're gonna know that this guy, he ain't nothing. I'm done. They'll walk away. They'll just walk away because they're looking for the next business deal. They're looking for the next clout piece. That's it. It's really what it comes down to. So yeah. I don't know about, probably not blackmail, but I mean, definitely, like, I'm not sure. I think you'd have to have clout already for them to blackmail you, Mario Kart Worlds will last the whole generation, so worth 80. I mean, yeah, if you look at it that way, then it is worth 80. Do you think Mario Kart will stay 80 for years and years? No, I mean, there'll be discounts. There was discounts on Mario Kart 8, so there'll be discounts, and there might even be a voucher system or something different, right? But yeah. I mean, but yes, it's probably, the MSRP is probably going to be, if it does well, it'll be 80 for the whole gen or something. Oh, but think about it though, Nick. How many people said that you're full of it though, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some people that can get caught up in that, but a lot of people said this guy is full of it, I'm a lazy bum. Hey, sometimes you gotta be lazy. I missed a super chat. Oh my god, I'm missing too many super chats. I'm missing way too many super chats. What super chat was it? Nick93 should have said you were on the Niners practice squad. Okay, Vito with the $4.99. Thank you, Vito, with the $4.99. It says, why can't card keys or PS Xbox CDs work like Windows CD? You just insert it once, install the game, and you never need it again to play the game. Okay, the reason why they don't want to do that is because then it'd be easy for other people just to do the same thing, unless you set some type of limit, on that CD key, Vito. What Xbox and Sony, they don't want people doing is they don't want people taking the disc and then installing it on their hard drive and then saying, oh, well, you can just give that to somebody else and then they can install it on their hard drive. So what they want verification that you actually own the game. If you have a physical game, they want verification that that game has to be in there. Now with PC, there was a time when you would have to, you install it on there, but you'd have to verify it with the CD in there. I don't know, like, I don't think people even play PC in that type of way, but from what I understand with PC CDs, where you install it to there, it has like uses, like a number of uses on there, like a Windows operating system. Like, it doesn't get unlimited uses in terms of that, or like the software for Windows, like Excel or whatever. Like, if you buy a physical one of them, there's uses on there, like 1 or 2 or whatever, right? So Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they don't want you just being able to take that, install it on there, and then give it to somebody else, then they can install it too, or multiple. They don't even want you to do it more than once. They don't want you being able to do it twice. That means like they just gave away a free game. So that's the big thing right there, But thank you, Vito, with the $5 dono. Let's go. Appreciate that, guys. I have not been able to do all of my my notifications because we have just way too many people here in the chat and all that. So I didn't want to take away time from talking to do some of that. But I will play this one right here. I will play an overclock, or more like a 1 hour, because we are going to go the extended time. So I will do that. Let's go.
Overclock Buster!
Let's go. Appreciate. I don't know why it said okay. It played the wrong one, but that's okay. We out here. Egg prices just started going down in Texas. Just started, baby. The eggs. Let's go. I might have to go to Mexico and pick up the Switch too. Man, you might get tariff blasted there too. But yeah, that's true. It's to avoid dumping. Yeah. Also, the Xbox and PlayStation, you have to install the game to your hard drive. It still installs like a PC, but you need a key to make sure that it goes. So yeah. Anthony H with the $5 says, OJ Marvelous is taking pre-orders for Daemon X Machina 2. The game is on physical cart. Can you play Xenoblade 2 music? That's good. See, so some developers will put the game on a physical cart. Like, you're gonna get some developers that will do that, which is good. There's going to be developers that do that, but not every developer is going to do that. So it's going to be a mix, right? Yeah. That's good. Daemon X Machina on a cart. Good to hear. I think they probably got that game on a 32 gigabyte cart. If not on a 32, they probably got it on a 16 gigabyte cart. But I think it's probably more than 16 gigabytes. So I'd probably say they got it on a 32 gigabyte cart. But it's $70, right? How expensive is the game? All right, let's see here. So Xenoblade 2 music. This is Xenoblade 1. Xenoblade 2 music. Will Switch 2 cartridges be different flavor? They could taste differently because they're going to be manufactured kind of differently, I think. So they could taste a little bit different. Yes, they could. Counterattack. Let's go. Let's see. If I don't see the carts, I'm not buying anything. Yeah, you can just buy the games that are on cart. You know, there's going to be a number of games that are on cart. All of Nintendo's first-party games are on cart. Obviously, now we have Daemon X Machina. We know that's on cart. So there are some other games too. There's not a ton of games for pre-order yet and all that. Cyberpunk is on cart. So I mean, just be ready to pay premium price for that cart. But yeah. Shout out to Toasted Tacos. Toasted Tacos sounds good right now, bro. I'll be honest. Toasted Tacos sounds really good. You gotta toast the taco, baby. Thank you for the tune-in tier pledge. Welcome back to the Elite Ninja Squad. Is Daemon X Machina Switch 2 exclusive? No, it's not. It's also on Xbox and PlayStation and PC, I think. So, yeah. Hello, OJ in chat. Hope you're doing well. Some people don't realize the Switch 2 costs $550 equivalent in the UK. Welcome to our world. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Things are getting pricier. So, let's see here. OJ, we're cooked? Not quite yet. Not yet. Sora Life. No, I mean, we're definitely near the oven. And it's open, and maybe our hand is inside there, kind of like waving around, but I mean, it's not completely in there, and the degrees aren't all the way up to like 400, so you're not getting roasted yet, but you're definitely by there, and the oven's open, and maybe you've kind of touched it and burned your hand a little bit, but I mean, not quite cooked, but it's definitely you're near it, so yeah. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion does have a Nintendo market deal though. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo doesn't reveal most of the time like who they have like their little deals with for like publishing. I mean, sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they helped them out with the cartridge price. Vietnam folded. This is good news. Is that breaking news, Sweet Tea? Tell me that's breaking news. Like, tell me that's actually accurate. Somebody give me some good news on the whole Vietnam situation going down. Woo! So that's folded as in good news, as in they're not gonna worry about. Okay. Oh, they're ready to talk. Okay, so it's not a done deal yet. Wait a minute, guys. False alarm. It's not a done deal yet. Let's just wait. Regardless of the news, let's wait till there's an actual done deal. Let's wait. Wait, let's not say there's one thing. Let's wait till it's too early. Not yet. Not yet. So not quite, guys. Don't give people that hope right now. Folding means like they're not gonna resist, and when it comes down to it, they're not gonna resist and levy one back. They're gonna talk and see what's the negotiating price gonna be, in terms of what they'll pay, so it doesn't get dumped on the consumer, so we'll see. Yeah, and exactly. Let's not spread anything until Nintendo says so. But theoretically, if there's no extra, you know, cost, or if there's something that, if they'll pick up the tab in terms of things, then there really shouldn't be any issue in terms of like the Switch 2 price. And the prices should stay as it is. But I don't want to say 100% that it's going to be like that right now. So we'll see. Yeah, I understand that he said that, Wyatt. But if there's anything that I've known about certain people, he says a lot of things. A lot of things can be said, so I'll wait till the confirmation. I'll wait. I'll wait. No, I wouldn't say, hey, it's not over yet. You're not in the clear yet. So they say a lot of things. Bro, you should never trust a politician. I don't care, like I said, you far left, far right, far up, far down, far diagonal, far back, far forward, far upside down, all around, downtown, around town, bound, hellbound. I don't care. You don't trust the politician. Wait till it's actually enacted and then everything's confirmed 100%. And then we can go from there. And then we'll see what's going to happen with Nintendo and what they do. So, yeah. So let's just wait and see. So this drama is great for content. I'll keep it a buck. You guys are legit goated. I'll keep it a buck. You guys are great. I want to say thank you for the support. But at the same time, I'll also say this. Damn it, this is important. This is important, bro. Like, let's keep it real. Is this not important to have a community to talk to and get a variety of different opinions and discussion about games? Do you not feel better when you come through and you talk to people that are like you about this type of stuff? Let's keep it real. You can be like me back in the day where I'd be like, video games are great. And I look over and there's nobody next to me. There's nobody next to me because there's no internet and there's nobody to talk to unless Jimmy down the street comes and plays, or unless your brother, or if you have a sister, or whatever the case is, or you want to call somebody on the phone. But there was no way to do this for decades of my life. And I knew that there was a way to do this. Imagine having a dream or having a idea and you know there's a way to do it, but you're stuck in the past and you can't do it because there's no technology that's available for consumers to do it. That was me in the 90s and in the early 2000s. I know there's a way for me to talk to a bunch of people all at the same time and build a community without a bunch of asshats, excuse my French, without a bunch of douchebags that want to talk about games, that think it's fun, that think it's cool, that we can play together, we can discuss, we can have fun, and we can feel better, or we can help in any way. Help get through tough times, help get through whatever. Because gamers are the best, man. You guys are like legit goated. I knew there was a way, but there was no way to actually get it done for decades of my life, and it sucked. I'm telling you, I had this idea in freaking 2001. I was like, there's a way to do this. Because I remember message boards. I'm thinking, what if you had a message board where I can talk to you like a camera? Even though webcams and all that weren't super common, they were kind of common, but they were so low resolution that nobody had one. But I knew there was a way. I knew there was a way to do what we're doing right now. I just had to wait for the technology to catch up with my old self. You know what I'm saying? But I had to wait till I was literally old for this to even be a thing. Like, I had to wait. So all of you youngins that got into it from the beginning, it can be a blessing and a curse. Internet and all this, it's a double-edged sword, but it's what you make of it. You know what I'm saying? It's what you make of it. If you're part of a good community that has a good person that's right there that wants to treat everybody as equal and talk to everybody, then the community can be great. If you're a lemming in a lemming community, nothing's gonna benefit you being in a lemming community. Like, no offense to Kai Cenat, but that's a lemming community where many people just get he has too many people. You can't talk to everybody. So that's a lemming community. You just like him because you like him. But here in a real community where you talk and we discuss and we have, like, I've had personal conversations with damn near everybody in this chat. Like, long conversations, discussions, arguments, back and forth, whatever, DMs, whatever the case is. That's what a real community is. Never overstepping the boundaries overall, right? In terms of personal space, but at the same time thinking, like, if I saw that person, we'd be cool IRL. And that's exactly what happened, like with Party Man, for example. There was no awkwardness. There was no shyness when I met Party Man. We were just like, hey, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. Cool. It was all good. Same thing goes for like when I first met John and Miss Click and everybody. It was instant. It wasn't awkward. It was just right away. It was the same thing, you know, because you see me and I have an idea of what you might be. You know, I have an idea in my head, and usually I'm pretty good with deciphering how people would be in IRL just by hearing them type and hearing them on here, or even voice chat, just by voice communication. If I've talked to you before, right? Or if I've seen your tweets. So I kind of have an idea, you know? So to me, that's important. That's going to make your life better. That makes my life better. It makes my life better. It makes you guys' lives better. Whatever you guys do, somebody dropped another dono. Whenever you guys do support, I appreciate it. But I do think that people do support and all that because they know that it's important. They know that it's important to have a community of gaming and have fun. The opportunities are so vast now. They're so vast. It's right there. We're in this age to where it's so much better than what it was when I grew up. It's so much better. Like it took me till my 30s or 40s, right, for me to get this. A lot of y'all getting this great community and all this right now in your teens or in your 20s or in your early 30s. It's fantastic, and you can build lifelong friendship. I'm pretty sure Chupa and Party Man are gonna be friends till they're old. I'm gonna be friends with Party Man till we're old, man. A lot of you guys, we're gonna be cool for a long time, at least like cordial or whatever, as long as you're here, right? So that's a lifetime of friendship that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So to me, it's important. To me, it's very, very, very important. Shout out to JVB with the 3. I know, Suzumiya, you've been here for how long? You know, and you're one of the homies, you know? So to me, like I said, it's important. Like it's needed. I felt a void in my life before this, but when I saw that you can stream, when I saw that you can do all this, I tried to get it implemented right away, as soon as I could. When I knew that my football career was over, I tried as fast as possible. Back in the early 2010s, I'm like, look, okay, well, I'm done with football. I failed. I pulled my hamstring. I couldn't play no more. I just wasn't good enough, you know? First was accepting that I wasn't good enough to make a pro team. That's fine. It is what it is. Not everybody's good enough. I got to accept it. 5 stages of grief or whatever, you know? I accepted it. But then I was like, what can I do next? And that's when YouTube, that was 2010. YouTube was still only 5 years old. Nobody was on YouTube like that. But I was like, this is the technology that I need. That's what I told myself. I'm like, YouTube, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been looking for. My whole life, I've been looking for something like YouTube. So that's when I started going in on YouTube in 2010. I started doing YouTube, and I've been doing it ever since then. Now we're in 2025, so 15 years later, and I'm still doing it because I knew this is what it was. I knew this is where I could do what I wanted to do, and not for money, because back then there was no way to make money. There was no way to make money. I mean, there was, but really nobody was getting paid. Nobody was really actually getting paid back then. And I didn't even know how. There was no way. I had no idea. So I was just doing YouTube because I'm like, oh, I can build a community. You know? That's what I was doing. So yeah. Let me get through these donos. Toasted Tacos became a member. Thank you so much, Toasted Tacos, for the dono, or for becoming a member. Anthony says, OJ, Marvelous is taking... Okay, I already read that one. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5. Anthony H. Then Anthony H with another $2 says, New Rune Factory on cart. About 74. Woo! 74 for Rune Factory? That is steep for Rune Factory. I don't think anybody's going to pay... Not anybody. I think people are probably not going to pay that for the cart of Rune Factory. I mean, it looks like it's a good game. But yeah, I'm not paying 74 for the cart of Rune Factory. But hey, at least they give you the option if you're willing to drop it. I'm not paying that, though. Let's see. That's what people got to realize. The grind and dedication before it was profitable. Yep. That's false. It's $6.99 on Switch 2 Marvelous website. Okay. With tax, I guess it's 74, right? With tax, it's 74. So there you go. So it's I'm not... That's the type of game that's just going to go down in price. That's the type of game that it'll go down in price and you can just buy it when it's on sale. Third-party games will go down in price. So I fully expect Street Fighter 6 game key card to go down in price. I fully expect all the third-party games, those will all go down in price. So I'll pick up Rune Factory for sure. But I'm not going to do it, not right there at launch. But I'll definitely pick it up. So those will go down. So I'm not really worried about that. Just not sure if the price or will be cost to upgrade. Yeah. That's nothing. I'm paying $2,000. What are you paying $2,000 for, Wily Tiger? Shoutouts. Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? I'll pay $500 for Switch 2. Nothing more. you should be able to get it for that price if that's what you're willing to pay. Xenoblade X, not sure if I should get it or not. Looks fun though. Do you like RPGs? If you like open world RPGs, then get Xenoblade. It's good. Me and you, Chupa Dark, the main anime party. Yeah, definitely. Definitely the like Yu Yu Hakusho. I think Chupa is Chupa Kuwabara though. That's what I want to know. I think Chupa's Kuwabara. I think he wouldn't like that I said that, but I'm gonna give Chupa Kuwabara. Party man, I'm sorry, but you're Kurama. Oh no, yeah, no, Dark is Kumar. Okay, no, Dark is Kumar. I think Chupa might be Hiei. Chupa's Hiei. You're Kurama, and I'm definitely what's it called? Yusuke. So yeah, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're definitely him. Calm, cool, collected, but strong. Calm, cool, collected, but very strong. Oh my gosh. I wonder what the craze around with Switch 2 price will have another 3DS kind of thing. 3DS kind of thing. I doubt that. The thing about it is that people are trying to do revisionist history with the 3DS. That's okay. I'm here. Shouts to Toasted Tacos. Have they said if the tariffs are affecting Pro Controller? Not yet. They haven't said like what's affecting what. They just delayed it for right now in Toasted Tacos. But what was I about to say? Oh God, I forgot. Dude, what was I about to talk about right now? I just completely went. Okay, yeah. Wait, 3DS. Yes, 3DS. There we go. The 3DS. The reason why it flopped out the gate was not because of the price so much. That's not the reason why it completely flopped out of the gate. It was part of it, but the big part of the 3DS was that there was no freaking games. Like, I was there. It was a wasteland. There was no freaking games. There was like Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, Face Raiders, Steel Diver. There was like, the games were crusty as hell. There was no games. That was, if they launched with Super Mario 3D Land and Mario Kart, bro, it would have done way better. Those games launched at the end of the year. Nintendo should have, listen, I think they probably should have just waited till the end of the year and just launch it with Mario Kart. Launch it with Mario Kart. Launch it with freaking Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. And launch it with Super Mario 3D Land. Because those games all came out at the end of the year. Yeah, the price drop helped. But even with the price drop, it's not like people rushed out to go buy it. It got a bump, but it didn't get a real bump until the holiday with the games. Then people were like, oh, now it's worth it. Now, and I still think 250 would have been like, it probably would have sold less than the 75 million that it sold if it was, you know, if it stayed at 250. But it wouldn't have been a crisis like the 3DS was with the sales. It would have done a lot better. But there was no games that sold the system. There was no games that pushed the 3D technology it made it cool. It was just a bunch of smaller games. It was a weird Splinter Cell game. It wasn't really anything. And then also on top of that, like the graphics and the tech behind it, it was cool, but the 3D was so trash. It was like, at first, it was, you gotta hold the damn thing still. You gotta hold it completely still. And and it was also oblong. The top of the 3DS closed, and it would overlap the bottom of it. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me tell you what I'm talking. Give me 1 second. Okay, back. So, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Fire Emblem. Kid Icarus Uprising. And Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. This is a Monolith Soft developed Nintendo DS turn-based fighting game with Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, all your favorite Dragon Ball Z heroes. Well, almost all of them. Not no, actually nowhere near them. But it's really good. If you ever wanted to play a really good Dragon Ball Z RPG, that's not Dragon Ball Kakarot, like not that game. Shout out to that game, but this is probably my favorite Dragon Ball Z game, or one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z games. But this is a monolith, soft, developed, turn-based RPG in Dragon Ball Z. Trust me, from the minute you play it, you can tell that it's quality and that a good developer made it. It's not shovelware. It's not, no offense to Legacy of Goku, but this blows Legacy of Goku out of the water. Destroys it. But yeah. Yeah, no, I wish it was longer too. It's kind of short, but it's great. Anyway. Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. Here is my launch model Nintendo 3DS. Look. See that? It overlaps. Or see that? It overlaps. So it kind of overlapped. It's oblong. And when you open the screen up, like, it's okay, but it's such a low resolution screen. And if you turned on the 3D slider, you have to hold it like this. If you went like this, or if you tilted, it would jack up the image and mess with your eyes. The 3D, it was like you gotta hold it still. Nintendo should have never done the 3D technology if it was gonna be that bad. If it was gonna be so bad to the point where you got to hold a portable system still, that makes no sense. And I said that back in the day. I said, like, holding it, I mean, it was cool, but holding it still, like, what? Why would you need to, I mean, it's got cameras. It's an okay system, but this system in the current state that it launched in, and also there was a lot of 3D games, but there's no freaking second analog stick. Like a lot of games, you play like a claw. These buttons at the top are tiny. So if you got big hands, this is me with the, this is me. I can barely even play this thing, and I was an adult when the 3DS came out, so my hands are the same size. I didn't have smaller hands. I was already an adult. I was already big boy, and they're tiny. You gotta, like, my fingers about to get carpal tunnel playing this thing. So there was build quality problems. There was a gaming problem. It would scratch the top of the screen because of the overlap. There was no digital store for smaller price games. There was a number of issues with the Nintendo 3DS. The original. This is my launch model 3DS. My launch model 3DS. Right here. Still have it. Now, if Nintendo somehow, some way, was able to make the quality of this as the first Nintendo 3DS, the Nintendo 3DS, the new Nintendo 3DS XL, I'm talking the same specs, the super stable 3D, the bigger, chunkier buttons. They also added more shoulder buttons. The regular 3DS only has LR. It doesn't have other buttons. The new Nintendo 3DS gives you actual buttons for way better controls and comfort. It's just more comfortable because it's bigger all around. So, and look at it. There's no overlap. It's even. It's nice sized. It's way more stable. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Way more. And look at that. Click. It doesn't wobble uncontrollably. Look at that. Look at that wobble. And that was from the very beginning. This is a tank. It can survive, but this, click, so much more stable. And you can feel it too. And look at the size of it. Look at how much more comfortable your hands are when playing. Look at the screen size. Oh, look at that. An actual nub. An actual nub. Look at the size of the stylus too. If you want to play stylus games, boom, chunky stylus. This one had a tiny stylus. So the only thing that I don't like is that the cartridge slot is on the bottom. So I've sometimes accidentally ejected the cartridge slot because my hands are so big. Although you just got to be careful when playing. But sometimes I've slipped and I've ejected the cartridge slot. Not a lot, but it has happened to me, I think 1 or 2 times. I know they couldn't put it up here though. But yeah, that's happened to me. But yeah, the buttons are better, are chunkier, thicker. more quality. It's got an analog or a nub. You know, it's just a much better. It's got the home. They had themes on here. They had all the stuff that you would want on here. So if Nintendo somehow, some way made this the standard Nintendo 3DS at launch, and it was $250, and it had Mario Kart, and it had, let's just say it launched with Mario Kart 7, and the month later, 3D Land came out, and then a month later, Ocarina of Time came out. If they would have done that, it would have done way better, because people would have thought, okay, this is worth it. And you would have had more horsepower to work with too as well, right? So yeah. That's my opinion on it, at least. Also, speaking of that, Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, fantastic game. So that's my opinion, at least, on the whole 3DS situation. The reason why the 3DS didn't do well wasn't necessarily just because of price. The build quality, the games, the features, the gimmick was not up to the price that they were asking for. The quality was not up to that. Switch 2 is up to the quality of a 400, in my opinion, based off of other systems. Switch 2 is up to the quality of a $450 system, in my opinion. If Steam Deck is worth that, which people have said Steam Deck is worth it. If Steam Deck is worth $400, then Switch 2 is worth $450, and it's not even close, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, other people disagree because of games and Steam games and all that, but for me, in terms of what I've seen so far between the two, I think it's worth it. If a Steam Deck OLED is worth $550, the Switch 2 is definitely worth $450, you know? Oh no, I know that you're not complaining about the price. I'm just simply telling you the parallels and difference. The Switch 2 is gonna launch with Mario. It's gonna launch with Mario Kart World. It's gonna launch with big games. It's gonna launch with big third-party games. You know, it's gonna launch, and it's gonna get consistent flow of games. And it's gonna launch also, well, the next month is Donkey Kong, a big brand new Donkey Kong game. And then we're also gonna get a new Hyrule Warriors game. And then we're also gonna get all those, and then, listen, I know this is not, we've all already played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, or a lot of us have. But I'm telling you, if you like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you're gonna have to check out the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild Switch editions. They're so nice. I downloaded the footage. Oh my goodness. I downloaded the 4K footage. Bro. It's not, I don't think it's running in 4K, but I downloaded the highest quality. Bro, it is incredible. Those games are already good at a crusty 30 frames, which 30 frames can be good and bad. Like Breath of the Wild's 30 frames, it's a moderately okay 30, but it's got dips when you do a lot of stuff. Like it's got some dips. Tears of the Kingdom is great. Like it's playable. The input delay and all that, the buffer is fine. It actually plays smoother at times than maybe games that run at double the frame rate, like depending on like when you press the button. Okay, so the input delay is not bad on Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. It is responsive. However, there are the dips. Like when you pull out Ultra Hand, dip every time. Ultra Hand, dip. You create dip, like every single time. You know, it's not like it doesn't do that. Like it's just, oh, sometimes, or like, oh, well, if it's a crazy comp, it's like every time Ultra Hand comes out in a city, boom, dip. That is eliminated on Switch 2. It is and it's running at 60, and it looks, there's one shot of Link flying up and then landing, like, I think it's above the Zora domain, like that area above the Zora domain, like when you do that quest, you know, for the Zora, where you like land, and the blue and all that, and I'm like, whoa, that is like, it just, because like the art design in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is fantastic. So you combine, like, it doesn't have the best graphics, you know, that we've seen on systems, but the art design is impeccable. It is drawn, it is animated, it looks good. So then you pair that with a good resolution, and you pair that with 60 frames, and it becomes, like, a lot of people are taking YouTube screenshots, and like I saw Mr. P.O. do this. He took a screenshot off of YouTube and saying, look, it's, dude, I'm telling you, you download the non-compressed 4K, like Nintendo has native 4K on there. So if you you get like a downloader and you download like the nicest quality and download a plugin or whatever that you can watch it on your like a media player. Don't watch it through YouTube. I mean, through YouTube it's okay, but actually download it and then put it up on your. If you have a 4K monitor, you can play it off of a media player, like a default media player, and you can get it how it's gonna look on your screen if you play it. If you do that, man, it's nice. It's nice, man. Tech-wise, Switch 2 is definitely worth the asking price over the regular Steam Deck. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Zelda's worth the upgrade, but not anything else. Those should be free. Well, there are a bunch of free upgrades. There are some games that aren't. The games that aren't free upgrades are the games that add content. So, but the thing that I don't like about Kirby and about Mario Party Jamboree is that, from what I understand, and they might change this, but you can't just do the upgrade. You know, you have to, if you want the upgrade, you have to do the upgrade with the DLC. So they charge 20. The upgrade's not just 10. You're getting charged for the DLC price. Same thing goes for Mario Party Jamboree plus the Jamboree TV. You've got to, you do 20, at least from right now. Like the prices aren't confirmed, but they're just doing yen conversion. You have to do the 20, but you get the extra content. You get a lot of extra content, like the extra story content with Kirby. But if you don't want that, you should just be able to do like maybe just the upgrade, like the regular upgrade, right? So that's the thing that I don't like. With Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, if you have the expansion pass, you get those for free, as in no additional cost. So if you have the expansion pass, you don't have to worry about buying the Switch 2 cartridges or buying the upgrade. You'll just get it. It'll be like the Mario Kart DLC, you know? Let's see, OJ, what is the first game you will play on Switch 2? Oh, man. We actually have options! Yo! Let's go! For Switch 1, there was no option. You're playing freaking Breath of the Wild. Nobody's asked me that question. I'm so used to Nintendo only having like a game or two really worth playing at launch. With the Wii, I mean, there was Wii Sports and there was Zelda Twilight Princess. So you play one of those two. But we actually have options. So I think I'm gonna go with Mario Kart. But man, like I might want to just fire up Breath of the Wild and just, or Tears of the Kingdom and just go into that world. I don't know, man. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna be Mario Kart World. But yeah, I want to get into Zelda too, though. We got options though, man. We got options. We got Tears. We got Breath of the Wild. We obviously have Mario Kart. There's quite a number of games that you can pick from. You know, there's Elden Ring if you want it. I mean, there's there's Street Fighter. There's a lot of games. Looks like Bravely Default might be there. I don't know if those are the launch games. I think, oh, there's Split Fiction. Split Fiction's gonna be a launch game. Like we've actually got Cyberpunk's a launch game. There's actually like good options this time instead of just Breath of the Wild. You know. OJ, you making a video on these tariffs? Yeah, I might make a video on it, but it's not going to be tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video, I need all of you guys to watch tomorrow's video. I already hyped it up before, but I need, if you have not hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button because it's going to help YouTube put my videos on your homepage. Hit the like button, guys, and hit the notification bell. You're going to want to watch tomorrow's video. It might piss off some people, and I'm probably going to get a lot of angry comments in the comment section, but I'm probably not going to be looking at those comments. So if you want to yell at me about tomorrow's video, just come to the stream and yell at me at the stream into tomorrow. Just yell at me there. You know what's another crazy thing? Today's Friday, and I totally forgot that it was JoJo Friday as well. So we didn't even do... There were so many other things I totally forgot about JoJo Friday. So for all the people that dropped the $10 for JoJo's, I'm going to play one JoJo for you guys. So my bad on that one. And I haven't even been typing in at the top for the like Hokage and Shunja because there's been so much stuff to go over. I'm sorry guys, but I'll play one JoJo Friday for you guys. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my bad guys. I totally forgot. Because there's just so much actual news to go over, you know? OJ, do you have equipment to stream 4K in YouTube? I do, but not at 60 frames. I have equipment where I can stream at 4K 30. This camera would be 4K 30, not 4K 60. And my internet, I think I can do it, but I'm not 100% sure that it'd be a good idea because streaming takes a lot of bandwidth. But I think if I just jacked it straight up into YouTube and I just, jack straight up direct when it comes to the router, and I think I could do it. But, I'm not going to because most of you guys can't watch it in 4K anyway because it's too much bandwidth. I was looking at Kirby and the Forgotten Land for Switch 2. It was beautiful. Oh, yeah. Kirby's going to get a nice bump. Kirby, the 30 frames isn't bad, but you just know that this could be better at 60. I wish it was 60, and I said that when it came out. But Kirby at 30 still, the input delay is almost next to nothing. But yeah, 60 would have been the chef's kiss if they were able to get it there. But the game already has really good graphics on the Switch. So seeing that game at 60 is going to be really good. Like the frame, I mean, I already have the cartridge, I already have the game, so I'll just pay for the little upgrade. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to go through and beat all the extra content down and all that, you know, so yeah. Let's see. I know, I think I know who exactly this is going to piss off. Internet people, maybe. Let's see. Imagine trying to judge performance merely on YouTube trailers. They did the same with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yeah, you gotta wait. I heard Kirby is 1440p 60. That's fine. 1440p native with the DLSS or 1440p random upscale, right? On the TV, that's gonna look beautiful. If you have a monitor, it's gonna look great. If you have a 4K TV, it's gonna look great. 1440p with an upscale to 4K on a TV, on like a LG CX, like an OLED, is perfectly fine. It looks fantastic. Looks great. I've done it a number of times on games that are like not quite 4K, but they're like 1440p and upscaled, or checkerboard 4K. Looks fantastic on the TV. So yeah. Monitor, it's gonna look, if you got a 4K OLED monitor, whoo, get ready, because it's gonna look fantastic. It's gonna look and run great. But my LG CX handles everything. It's got low response time. It's super nice. Like I can play multiplayer games on there if I really wanted to, like Splatoon, and be accurate. So I'm excited to see it on my TV. You know, I'm excited to see it on there. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. I bought 3 new legit LG monitors. They look great. Oh yeah, LG monitors are great. Hey, what's up, DeAndre? Pokemon Z on Switch 2 looks buttery smooth. Yeah, the graphics still obviously aren't incredible. Like the models and the models are okay, but like the environment still isn't incredibly detailed and all that. But yeah, it looks smooth at 60 frames now, which is, you know, that's, I guess, part of the problem that people have with Pokemon games, or with the most recent Pokemon games, is that the frame rate is not the best. So now that's going to be fixed, and potentially with the patches for the Switch 1 games, Scarlet and Violet, which I probably want to boot up Scarlet and Violet too. Like I think I want to boot up Scarlet and Violet and play it on Switch 2 and see what's going on there. So like you can even revisit, or how does Mario Odyssey look, right? Mario Odyssey, that's going to be a free update. So are they going to get that at 4K? Is that going to be 4K 60 for Mario Odyssey? I don't know about that. It might not. Or maybe 1440p. It runs at 900p dynamic, I think, docked, and then portable it runs like at 540p or something like that, or 720p dynamic to 540 or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, are they going to get that up to 1440p or 4K? That'd be interesting too. What's good TV for the Switch 2? A good TV for the Switch 2. A good TV for the Switch 2, now that they actually have modern features. I'll tell you right after this. Let's go.
Drop the price, because it's JoJo Friday.
Drop the price! Drop the price! I love, that was so funny, man. That was so funny when I saw people spamming that. I had to talk about it twice. Drop the price! Because it's JoJo Friday, let's go! Shout out to the JoJo Friday boys. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I gotta play it again. I'll play it. Any 10s we get, I'll do it. The JoJo Friday. Thank you guys so much. I'm trying to turn myself into it. Trying to get myself looking like a JoJo. Let's go, baby. Sweet Code 1 and 2 will play Asia for 33. Another cheap Switch 2 game. Oh, they're gonna put it on a Switch cartridge. See, look at that. Look at that. You start to see developers start to come out of nowhere, coming out the woodwork.
Did someone say Switch 2? We got Switch 2. Did someone say Switch 2?
I'm telling you, you're gonna start to see people come out the woodwork. I'm telling you, people are gonna come out the woodwork and start with their games coming out. More funny how these weirdos think that drop the price is owned to Nintendo. I think it's funny. I think actually the people that are saying drop, those are actual Nintendo fans. Those are not crazy content creators or YouTubers. Those are actually Nintendo fans. So I wouldn't call them weirdos. Those are your friends. Those are people that you probably played Switch games against. And it's okay. Like, I actually think that's okay. What I have a problem with are the real weirdos are the content creators that told you to pirate everything when it comes to Nintendo, and then they're mad at this. Or that spread misinformation and then will not correct themselves. Trust me, they're not going to. Whatever's wrong, they'll just leave it. Those are the real weirdos because they're disingenuous and they're dishonest. They're not trying to tell you information that's great. They're trying to create content that is just entertaining, and it's just entertaining to push a narrative. It's not about being right or being correct. It's about entertainment. So therefore, misinformation and exaggeration and all that is like part of it. Now, me, of course, I have some exaggeration, but I don't exaggerate with telling the truth or the content. I can have an opinion, but if I'm wrong, who's going to take the first L? It's going to be me. You guys know I've taken multiple L's before on stream. Okay? So that's the Uncard with the Jojo. Let's go.
Here, OJ. Now you can afford MKW.
That's true. I just got like $20. That makes up, if it's a $6 game, then that's $80. Now I can afford MK. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to be streaming it. So if you guys want to become members, !member. Well, we're going to be playing with the community though. We're going to let members in first, and then if we don't have enough people to play, then anybody else can jump in. But yeah, you're definitely going to want to be an Elite Ninja because we're going to be rocking the house in Mario Kart World. That's what I was telling you guys. Remember when people were saying, well, OJ, why aren't you playing more games? I'm like, because I don't feel like it. Because I don't feel like it. I'm not motivated. Mario Kart World is the motivation that I needed to play multiplayer again. That was the motivation was the motivation that I needed to get back into it. And that's what I will be doing. I'll be playing Mario Kart World. So yeah. Yeah, we just have to want the best price. Consumers always want lower prices. Pirates will raise prices because we have to pay for it. Here's the thing though. Nintendo, I will say this about Nintendo, they're playing obviously like a dangerous game with some of these prices, right? They better hope that there is not any type of day one crack or day one leak or day one MacGyver paperclip. Because somebody was like, somebody took the Switch 1, and they took like a paperclip. This is not, and they were like, oh, that's cool. It gives it, if you go like that, it gives it like it's like the green. That's interesting. Cool. That's fun. Anyway, and somebody was just like, that's the RoboCop music, but whatever. Close enough. Cracked. 2 seconds later, the high seas are celebrating that the Switch has been cracked and that it's been leaked and it's been dumped and it's been this and it's been that, and you can just like, no, you can't do that. You can't have that, Nintendo. We can't have that. That is what we can have. So I'm hoping Nintendo has not been able to beat the hackers. The hackers are NES, Super NES, and 64 to a degree, not really. GameCube, pretty much everything. The hackers are damn near undefeated. They're pretty much undefeated. So yeah, man, like we can't have MacGyver who cracks the Switch 2 with a chipped tooth, a paper clip, farts, spins around, presses 2 buttons on a Joy-Con, claps it together, and then all of a sudden it's cracked. It's leaked. Like, I really hope Nintendo has that, because if that happens, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a big problem. So I'm hoping they've got their security unlocked. I'm hoping that's one of the reasons why it took so much longer to come out. They gotta hire the best hackers. Which I think Nintendo does have like a hiring hacker, but you gotta hire the craziest ones. You know? The ones that know technology and know what they look for. You gotta hire those guys. Because if you hire those guys, they can help future-proof you to where it doesn't happen. You know? So yeah. Anyway, TVs. LG for Switch 2, LG OLED. like a C1, C2, whatever those C whatevers. I have an LG CX. So like one of the LG series, those are really good for Xbox and PlayStation. So any TV that's good for Xbox and PlayStation, now that Nintendo has some modern technology, HDMI 2.1 and 120 frames, VRR, these are all things that Nintendo never supported. Now that they actually support that, any TV that's good for Xbox and PlayStation will be a good TV for the Nintendo Switch, because those are the things that you look for Xbox and PlayStation. You look for VRR support, you look for obviously 4K support, you look for HDMI, 2.1. These are all the things that you look for. So the same TVs are going to be good. This TV will be good. So if you got that on your TV currently, you're good. But whatever TVs are good for Xbox and PlayStation, it will be good for the Nintendo Switch too. Let's see. My wife won't even notice my Switch 2 because the hardware looks similar to Switch 1. That's true. She might not. My wife hasn't noticed my PS5 Pro. Just want to make sure I said she ain't notice it. There was the black box in there. She's like, oh, it's your PS5 box, and I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, no problem. She ain't noticed it. I gotta talk real low. She'll notice the hole in the bank account? Nope, she will not. We don't have joint bank accounts. She has her own. I have my own. We also don't have joint bank accounts. Bro, she won't even tell me what's in her bank account. She won't even tell me. She won't even tell me what's in hers. Like, how much do you have? She'll be like, why do you want to know? And I'm like, well, maybe I can help you out. I can give you something. She's like, just give it to me. And I'm like, well, tell me how much you have. I'll tell. Then I can, like, no, that's okay. Just give me the money. And I'm like, well, just tell me how much you have. She's like, oh, well, then I'll go. And she just walks away. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll just Zelle to you. Like, I don't want to have an argument, you know? Yeah, I wish, Buster 5. Didn't think we'd hear 4K on Nintendo Switch until Switch 3. Yeah, here we are, 120 frames per second, 120 hertz frame per second, and HDR. People trying to downplay Switch 2 bad. Yeah, people trying to downplay it. I knew that we're gonna have 4K, and the reason why I knew that we were gonna have 4K, well, one, it was given away by Nintendo before the stream, because Nintendo ran the stream in 4K for the first time in the history of Nintendo. But there was also another reason why that was gonna be 4K, because the Switch 1 is actually capable of 4K. The Tegra X1 chip is capable of 4K output. However, the way that Nintendo configured it, obviously you're not going to be, they did not support the 4K output on there, but Tegra X1 can do it. I think it can do it. There's some things with it. Obviously it's not good. It's not advanced, but I think it can do it. From what I understand. Or something close to it. Or something like that. I don't know. There's some tech people can let me know. But I knew that because it was almost close into that with the Switch 1. So I knew that the next thing, because of the progression of technology, pretty much all of NVIDIA's newer chips all have 4K like support. They're all 4K. So whatever Nintendo was going to go as a basis, as a foundation, and then build on top of that, it was going to be ray traced. It was going to have tensor cores. It was going to have 4K support. It was going to have all those things because NVIDIA does not have all of their chips pretty much after the Tegra X1. All of them have these type of things. Any of the modern ones from like 2020 or 2019, 2020 and up. Remember, Tegra X1 is 2015. If Nintendo's going to launch a system in 2025, they're looking at technology probably like maybe a few years before it. So anything that Nintendo looked at from the base level, you're probably looking at 2020 technology. That is 5 years after the Nintendo Switch 1. That's 5 years of development and experience and progression of technology. That is a lifetime in computer life. 5 years. Think about graphics cards 5 years ago, then think about the graphics cards now, right? And even like 5 years before that. So the technology advanced so much, since then. So I already knew that the next Switch would be a suitable upgrade with the tensor cores, with the DLSS, like with that stuff, because a lot of the chips from a certain point supported that. So even if Nintendo grabbed an older one, it was still going to be able to get a lot of that juice, you know? Hey, what's up, Abaddon? Shout outs, man. So yeah. Of course, it's not 5 years old. No, what I'm saying is that even if they grab the chip starting from like the 5-year point, right? So like whatever NVIDIA's technology was in 2020. So let's say Nintendo started really looking into it and building what they wanted to do. And they're looking, okay, how's the technology going to progress? Even everything from 2020 was already significantly more advanced than the Tegra X1, right? So that's what I was trying to say. Like even 2020 and up, significantly more advanced. That's what I was saying. Not that the Switch 2 was straight up from 2020. Let's see here. I'm not saying that it's 5-year-old tech. It's not. It's a custom chip, so it's almost impossible for it to be 5-year-old tech. It's a custom chip. It's built with all sorts of stuff in there that's going to be newer, that's going to be not. So they're going to customize it. So it's really not anything that you can pin down to 1 year. I mean, you can say maybe the basis of the foundation, but there's going to be other things that was added in terms of like, you know, advancements overall. So yeah, but I never said that it's 5 years old. I don't know, to be honest. Let's see, you're buying Nvidia Nintendo stock if you haven't already. Not financial advice, I know, seriously. Shout outs to Abaddon though. I'd be surprised if they didn't support 4K in 2025. 4K TVs are affordable. Most people own them. Yes, exactly. It's affordable and most people own them. Like you can get 4K TVs for like $400. So it made sense to do it. And it's not like it's crazy high expensive tech now. I think in 2015 it didn't make sense to support 4K with the Switch 1. The Switch 1 was never going to get any games that even came close to running at 4K. Like it wasn't going to be able to run games at 4K. It had no backwards compatibility, native, and it wasn't going to be able to run games at 4K. It just wasn't. You know? So there was no point with the Switch 1. But in my video, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, I will explain to you guys point blank what the Switch 2 is. I will make a comparison that will make it very easy for everyone to understand what exactly Switch 2 is. And trust me, you're going to want to watch. So you're going to want to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because I'm telling you, that video will be very boring, but it will be boring to the point where it's entertaining. Trust me, you're going to want to watch it. Tomorrow's video, you can't miss tomorrow's video. If you miss tomorrow's video, you're no longer allowed to be in this village. You are kicked out. You are excommunicated. You are Itachi. You are out. You are kicked out of the village. But just don't kill everybody before you go. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. If you don't watch the video, that's fine. But watch the video tomorrow. It's fantastic. The thumbnail is great. It's a better thumbnail than I can even do. People would think that maybe I'm hyping it up too much. Just watch the video tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know if you guys will get through the whole thing, but just watch it. The topic is so interesting. You know? Some funny tech YouTubers still consider Switch 2 weak hardware. I don't know why they would. I don't know why they would consider it weak and not Steam Deck or not. And it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It's definitely not weak. I don't think anything that Nintendo showed so far, when you see Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom running, when you see Mario Kart World running in 4K 60 or whatever it's running at, and that open world racing game with 24 racers, with the animations and the graphics that it has, when you see Donkey Kong looking as good as it does with those huge, like, beautiful, like, animations, you need horsepower for all that. I'm not saying that it's a PS5 or a PS5 Pro or an Xbox Series X, but it is not weak hybrid hardware. That's insane. Because people still think Steam Deck is good hardware. You know? So, there's no way. Switched for a hybrid. Now, for a home console, it can definitely be a little bit on the weaker side for, like, a dedicated home console. I can see that if you're comparing it to PS5 Pro or PS5, I can understand that. Like, I don't think it's, oh my god, it's the worst terrible thing. But as a hybrid home console and portable, it is not weak, in my opinion, based on what I see visually based on what I see. And if Nvidia is right, which I think that they are, if they say that it's 10 times stronger graphical computing than the Switch, that's not weak. If it's 10 times, that's not weak, in my opinion. I think a lot of tech tubers they're saying that because it's not as strong as PS5, yet you're paying near a PS5 price. But then they fail to realize that PS5 does not have a built-in display that you can play anywhere else. You need another device to play your PS5 anywhere that you want. You need to be able to run that device on a battery. It's a very different type of device. So they're comparing it to PS5 or PS5 Pro, which is whatever, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's not weak for what it's able to do for a hybrid system, just like Steam Deck is not weak. Nobody says Steam Deck was weak because PS5 was out when Steam Deck was out, and it's obviously considerably weaker, but nobody was saying Steam Deck was, oh my god, it's so, TechTubers weren't saying that. I mean, maybe some were, but a lot were not. So I can't sit here and say the same thing, you know? Third-party support on Switch 2 is crazy. We are so back. Yeah, that's true. DK looks fantastic. Some people were complaining about some of the animations for like his knees not bending or something like that. I don't know. But gameplay-wise, it looks incredible. There's always a chance that a system gets delayed, but it's probably not going to be delayed based off of the European pre-orders. JVB with the $5 says, even as an NVIDIA employee, I didn't know anything. And yes, I did ask. Shoutouts, man. I didn't know you were out there with NVIDIA. Yeah, they locked it down, dude. They locked it down. They did a lockdown. Let me tell you guys a story. Super Metal Dave gave me apparently what's it called? Apparently he gave me an interview with the NVIDIA employee that he did, and everything in that interview was wrong. Basically, the interview was to convince me that Nintendo is going with isn't going with the hybrid chipset and all that they're going with a Polaris based thing, because this employee doesn't know anything about Nintendo getting a win or Nintendo having a hybrid or using a Tegra or whatever, right? So I remember he gave me an interview. I wish I still had it, but it was in my old email with my old website. They all got wiped out when my website got hacked and all that type of stuff. So it was like whatever. But yeah, he gave me an email. And JVB, your super chat reminded me of that. As an employee, you didn't know anything and you asked, right? Apparently, Dave asked this employee and he didn't know a damn thing. And he interviewed him, and then he gave me the interview that he did privately to say, see, look, this NVIDIA employee doesn't know anything about it. and I trust him. We trust each other. He lets me know. So it was funny, man. It was interesting. OJ, have you shared this story before? I might have shared this story, but I've never shared it like I shared it right now. I might have shared it, but it was a story. It was so funny. My old website and my old email was tragic, because not only did I take the L, JVB, on NVIDIA, not only did I take the L and I was feeling heat from that, and I still felt heat from that, bro, Nintendo sent me a review code for ARMS, and I'm like, oh snap, a review code. I'm getting a code for ARMS, and I didn't redeem it. And then I had to delete like my GoDaddy account and my email, so then my my review code for ARMS went with it, and then they couldn't send me another one. So it was like a double punch in the gut. Not only did I get bodied on the reveal, I also lost my review code for ARMS. Oh my gosh. It was, yeah, big oof, double decker oof, oof, poof, oofy doofs. It was bad, bro. Terrible. Shout outs, man. I noticed that PS and Xbox PC no longer speaking about graphics prices now. Can't wait for those companies to increase product, especially PC GPU. Can't see their reactions. Yeah, it's no longer about graphics. Now it's about price. Oh, the price is so bad. Yeah. That's why it's fun, man. The thing about it, though, the good news with them doing that, a lot of them are going to actually buy the system because they're going to want to see what's up. When they see people, imagine this. This is a Switch OLED, right? When they see people access that Mario Kart and be playing at airports or be playing all over the place, when they see people hyping up, when the games start coming out and the reviews start coming and the reviews are dope, trust me, they're going to get one too.
I was thinking of 2 games remaster, 1 JRPG exist archive, and maybe to human old Microsoft IP needs to be revived for Switch 2. Maybe we could all play Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool, Kevin. Shout out, thank you for the $3, man. I appreciate that. So a lot of these guys that are complaining about complaining about the price and it's no longer about graphics. Trust me, when they see something lit, they're gonna buy it because a lot of them are gamers at heart and they're gonna want to know what the hubbub is about, you know? Because I mean, listen, Switch came out in 2017 and the graphics were not up to the level of Xbox and PlayStation, but they still bought it because they wanted to see what the hubbub was about. If Nintendo launches a Zelda and the Zelda goes back to a Twilight Princess style, right, or like more of a darker tone, and like, you know, it might not sell as much as the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but if they go back to like a lit, kind of like a gritty type of Zelda, I mean, even look at Hyrule Warriors, the Imprisoning War game, or Age of Imprisonment. That game, gritty, looks good, it obviously runs out of frame rates looking up. There we go, shoutouts, let's go. But it looks great. And you know, the budget for that isn't going to be anywhere near what a big Zelda game. So when they see the big Zelda game that looks as good as their PS5 games, because the Switch 2 games look as good as like Astro Bot, right? Or like Grounded or whatever the hell people are playing. Like Switch 2 games look as good. Like Donkey Kong looks as good as the animated cartoon, whatever style games that are on Xbox and PlayStation. Am I not right? Like if you put in Astro Bot and you look at Donkey Kong or you look at Mario Kart, you're like, okay, yeah, this does not look considerably better than this. So when they start seeing the games that actually look almost as good, like Nintendo's first party or certain games that appeal to whatever they like, they're going to be like, okay, I want to try it out. Like, I want to play it. Right now, it's easy to say I don't want it because it's Mario Kart. A lot of these guys don't like Mario Kart. They don't care about Mario Kart. Or it's Donkey Kong. They don't care about Donkey Kong. It's a cartoony looking game. But get the games like Xenoblade. How about a game like Xenoblade that has graphics that are maybe not quite Final Fantasy VII remake level, because that's a bit too much. Monolith like to go like a huge open world, but you get graphics that are like the cutscenes in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive or Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Take the graphics in the cutscenes for Xeno 3 and then make that the actual normal graphics in the game. Yeah, still not the greatest in the world or anything like that, but make that the normal graphics. We'll see what people have to say about that. You see what I'm saying? Monolith Soft is good. So when they see a Monolith Soft title that actually runs in decent frame rate and all of that, and that looks way better, we'll see. We will see. We will see what people have to say. Because trust me, it'll be worth it then. When we see that next big new Mario, 3D Mario, how about Animal Crossing for the casuals? Or Super Smash Brothers? Told my friend that I'm passing, but this Switch 2, she's giving me that look. Oh man, it's all good. But once again, not everyone's gonna want to buy it. They might want to stick with Switch 1. You might want to stick with PS5. Play whatever you want. At the end of the day, play whatever you want. Xenoblade 2, it's not gonna look better in handheld mode unless they do a patch or an update, which I think that they might. Do whatever you want, but I'm telling you, when people start playing it, when people start showing it off, when people start seeing the games and when the review scores start coming out, yeah, people are gonna be like, oh, the price of the games or whatever. But I'm telling you, the hype is gonna take over. People are starting to see with the Treehouse. People are starting to see. It's they gotta adjust the price. Like, we gotta see what the price is, right? 80 is too much. But if that Mario Kart World Nintendo Direct goes ham, and if they say, hey, look, there's like a season pass where you get content added in, I think people are gonna be like, okay, hold up, hold up here. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. It looks good. This is what... here's another thing. This isn't just shilling or fanboying. And let me tell you the reason why. I know some people might say it. This is literally what all the people that were hating on the Switch were saying that they wanted. They wanted 4K. They wanted better graphics. They wanted stable 60 frames. They wanted Nintendo's games to run and be appropriate to the times. They wanted 1080p screen, bare minimum, right? Give us a 1080p screen, not 720p. Give us 120 hertz. Give us VRR. Give us ray tracing. Maybe not ray tracing, but give us more modern graphical techniques. This is exactly what people that have been duking on the Switch, myself, everybody here has said, oh, we don't like this frame rate thing. Oh, I wish it was like, who here hasn't said that? We've all said that. Every single one of us, Every single one of us. They didn't want $80. You don't have to pay $80 for games. Nobody said that you have to pay $80 for games. Not all games are 80. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. You don't have to buy Mario Kart. And if 80 is your crossing point, I get it. Donkey Kong is 70. Other games are there's 40, there's 60. There's other games that are not. So nobody said that you have to pay that. If you don't want to pay it, then don't pay it. But you still get what people were asking for. People were asking for these graphics to be the way that they are, or the technology to be that. Yeah, the FOMO is gonna hit hard, but nobody's telling you that you have to pay for it. There's a bunch of games that have free updates. You want to get a Switch 2 and you want to just play Mario Odyssey in a locked 60 frames, potentially even 4K, you can go back and play that. How about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Everyone complained about that. If that's way better, it's patched up, the bugs, glitches, leaks, that's what everyone had a problem with. If they fix that, then that's going to be FOMO too, right? There's like 12 or 15 free updates. So nobody's telling you that you got to pay 80 for games. You can play the free updates. You can play Donkey Kong, or you can play something else. You can play another game. You don't got to pay 80. You don't got to buy that. Says charging 80 is ridiculous though when every other game on all other platforms are 70. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Because all you're doing is moving the goalposts now. You don't have to pay 80. Then you're saying charging 80 is ridiculous. Okay, it's great. Then don't pay for it. I already said my piece on 80. I don't think it's right too. So you're preaching to the choir. Nobody's telling you have to buy it. You're preaching to the choir. I already said that, Sellout. Go watch my video. You are telling someone that literally made a 20-minute video how it's not a good idea to do. Like, I don't like that. So why are you telling me this? Unless you didn't watch my video, which it sounds like you didn't watch my video, but you're telling me something that I already know. I'm telling you all the other things, and you're focused on $80 for one game. You don't have to pay $80 for that game. You don't have to buy the game. You can play something else. Nobody's forcing you. So yeah. So Nintendo gets the point and lowers the price. I don't think I'm gonna even comment. I don't know what you're talking about now at this point. So yeah. I would say Mario Kart being 80s. I made a whole video at it. Watch my video. I can switch to being priced 450 was fine, especially for what's being offered. 1080p screen, 4K output, 120 hertz. Heck, better than an 800p Steam Deck. Exactly. 80 steep for the price. If you don't believe me, please pull up my channel. Please pull up my channel, Sellout, and go look at my damn video, because I don't think you watched it. I legit don't think you watched my video, because you're telling me about 80. It's not. Yeah, they're charging, like, as if I didn't already make a 20-minute video on it. So here's the link if you don't believe me, because it seems like you did not watch it, because you are preaching to the choir, young man. I already addressed that. 80 for Mario Kart is steep, so I'm going for I'm going for the bundle. The bundle, it's actually 50. So but it's not a physical cartridge though, which Mario Kart is the type of game that maybe you probably don't want a physical cartridge, but it'd be nice to have it. But I mean, Mario Kart's the type of game like you'll probably go back to it a lot, so maybe you don't want to be, digital might be a good option. Yeah, some people don't want digital. So yeah, if you want a physical cartridge of it, you're gonna have to buy. If you want it, you're gonna have to buy the $80. So yeah, but if you want it for not 80, you get the bundle, Sellout, and it's 50. Well, at least here in the US, it's 50. So there's that. If it's really that bad, if you get the bundle, if you're gonna get Mario Kart, if that's what you want, if you buy the bundle, it's $50 because it's $450 plus, and it's $500 for the bundle. So there's that option too. But yes, I agree. For the 1,000th millionth time, 80's too steep. I don't want that to be a standard or a set price. I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think that's going to be, because Donkey Kong is 70. So I don't think every game's going to be 80, because once again, Donkey Kong's 70. But Tears of the Kingdom is 80 if you buy the Switch 2 cartridge. But obviously they did it's 70 default price plus the $10 upgrade. But if you have the expansion pass, then it's free, but at no additional cost. What's up, Weam? Welcome to the stream. I'm a sucker that wants Mario. Dude, I already know, Weam, you buying it for 80 is more justified than everybody in here maybe combined. Because you're going to spend 10,000 hours plus in that game. So value-wise, it's like it's free, Weam. value-wise, it's like it's almost free for you. And if you stream it, or if you stream it, or if you upload it to your channel, make a little bit of revenue off of it, it'll probably pay for itself over the course of the lifetime. You know, if you get back into creating content again, you know, so it's more than worth it for WeAm, 100%. You know, all that whine about Mario Kart being 80, and here's an idea: buy one of the $7 games like Donkey Kong. Yeah, I mean, listen, people like Mario Kart, so I do think that it's fair to complain about the 80, to drop the price. I think it's fair. That is 1000% fair. But you don't have to buy it. Like, if 80 is too steep for you, you can do the bundle. If you have to have physical, then don't buy it. But I do wish that Nintendo does drop the price. Like, if Nintendo would come out, here's a perfect goodwill thing that Nintendo could do. Take the prices are the same. Take Mario, drop that to 70. Take the welcome tour, include it into the game. A free download for the first 6 months to a year. Or yeah, how about a year? For the first year, anybody that buys a Switch 2 can download Welcome Tour for free. After that, you gotta pay for it. But anybody within the first year can download it for free. Drop Mario Kart to 70, boom. Everything, people still gonna complain, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as bad. That's those two options, those two things right there would be a lot of goodwill. Right there. I don't know how long the delay of the pre-orders are going to be. I have no idea. You know? I have no idea how long they're going to be. But hopefully it doesn't take too long. We'll see. No, I understand as well. I understand the issue as well. I completely understand the issue in terms of things. But yeah, like, to me at least, I'm good. I thought the Dragon Drive was going to be a pack-in game. Nope. But shouldn't people complain with their purchase habits? Complaining on the internet? I don't know. Well, I said that complaining is fair. It's fair. Like, it's fair to complain it. Like, to say, hey, I don't like that price. It's fair to say that, right, Joseph? I think it's fair. I'm not saying that, you know, people are allowed to complain, right? I said that. I said people are allowed to complain. If they want to. Now, like I said, the misinformation and the lying about game, not lying, but just the misinformation is not fair. That's not fair. That's not good. You should definitely vote with your wallet, though. At the end of the day, the almighty wallet will tell all. Here's the problem, though. Sometimes you can feel a way, but your heart is in another way. So sometimes, and I think that there's a lot of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with this. Thank you, Unkari with the Jiao Jiao.
This is philosophical.
Okay.
I don't think there should be an artificial cap on games at all. The market should decide. If something is too expensive, it won't sell.
Uncario, that is actually my opinion. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but at one point I've actually said this. I've said that MSRP doesn't mean a damn thing to me. That is my opinion. MSRP means jack squat to me. I'm not a MSRP. I'm not a standard. I'm not a robot. I have my own opinions, my own thoughts, my own feelings, and my own way of how I do things. Just because X, Y, and Z companies say, we're doing 70, that's the new standard, that doesn't mean a damn thing. That doesn't mean I think your game is worth 70. Okay? This game right here, people buy online for $200. It is old. You can pirate it. You can emulate it. You can software it. And there are still people that are buying this game online for $200. Double the price of Mario Kart World. When this game is freely available for you to play if you really want to. It's the actual game. It's not a hack. It's the actual game. Value is always subjective. Do not fall into this online narrative that this is the standard, so it's okay, or it's not the standard. This is not okay. Do not be a lemming. Do not be a drone. Now, can you reference that for discussion? Sure. But if just because a game is 70 and that's what everyone says $70 games should be, doesn't mean it's 70 for you. If a game is 60, that doesn't, oh, well, it's $10 under MSRP. That's a deal. No. Do you like the game? Do you think the game is worth 60? If it's not, then the MSRP can kick a rock. Never be beholden to MSRP as if you're getting a deal or not. You will make, each and every single one of you will make your own independent evaluation or find research that helps you make that determination of what you think. What Uncario was saying, what you're saying is not, it's philosophical, but at the end of the day, it's right. You determine the value of what you want. For some people, $700 is perfectly fine for a PS5 Pro because I can play Assassin's Creed Shadows in 1440p or 4K, 60 frames. I can play it. It can look great, so it's valuable to me. Other people are like, why the hell would I spend $700 on a PS5 Pro? There are people that say, why the hell would I spend $400 on a PS5? Clearly, that's a great deal, right? Everyone says it's a great deal. It's a PS5. No. If you don't think it's worth it, then it's not a great deal for you. You can be objective and say, hey, look, it's a great deal for other people, but you should never be beholden to MSRP. That's insane. Everyone's not the same. You can, just because someone else thinks freaking Call of Duty is worth $70, that doesn't mean you gotta think that. Who cares if they're gonna spend 10,000 hours in it? Are you gonna spend 10,000 hours in Call of Duty? Yeah, Party Man thinks Mario Kart is worth 80, or he's fine, or we am, like, they're gonna play it a lot. Yeah, well, someone else might not. Me, I'm gonna play Mario Kart for hundreds of hours, so it's worth the price to me. Even if I wasn't getting it in the bundle, it's worth the price to me, because I'm gonna spend a lot of money, or I'm gonna spend a lot of time. I'm gonna spend a lot of money on it too, but spend a lot of time. But for other people, it's not the same thing. So trying to have these standards of what it should be or what it shouldn't be, either you buy it or you don't. At the end of the day, MSRP is not something that you should be beholden to. And it's funny because, like I said, I've spoke with Shokyo on this, or I've talked to him back and forth, and I've seen what he said. And, you know, and I always give the example of, I never said it to him, but I've said it on here. It's like, he bought Concord for 40. He's angry at Mario Kart for 80. And 100% I understand that. But what the hell, Concord for 40? That bullshit isn't worth 40. What the heck? I didn't say anything, though. I didn't say anything to him. He can make his own decisions on his purchases. That's it. He's a grown man. Now, if you want to complain and you want to say, you're entitled to. But that BS is not worth $40. They gave refunds, but that BS was not worth $40. Concord, I don't care. It's under MSRP. It's a cheaper. No. Absolutely not. I don't get. It can be $5, and I can be like, it's not worth $5. The game could be $1.99. There's been times where I've seen games for $1 or $2, and I'm like, nah, because it's not worth my time to even play it. Objectively, sure, it's a fine game. Other people can spend their life and their time. We got a finite amount of time on this earth, on this planet, in this life. Don't tell me how to spend my time and what I'm going to do with it. You see what I'm saying, fam? You do what you want. Yes, there should be some type of loose standard, but I'd be damned if I'm going to sit here and say something's a deal or not, or I should get it or not based off of MSRP. Concord is not a purchase at any MRR. It should be no RP. No RP. It should be zero. It should be free. And even then, I still think I probably don't even want to spend the hard drive space on it. So everybody has a different opinion on what they see as value. That $40 you spent on Concord could have been that extra 40 or less for the MSRP off of a normal $70 game or a $60 game. But you spent it on this or you spent it on that, on something that I feel is not worth it. I don't care about MSRP. I never have. I use it as a general guideline because I know a lot of you guys look at it in a standardized way. But what Uncario is saying here is facts. You are not beholden to anything. You buy what you think is worth it or not. That's it. Plain and simple. I have the same values and the same thought process, Uncario. So we're one and the same in that. And I'm sorry I went on a rant. Thank you for the $10. Some dude with the dollar says, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the SNES and N64 games exceed MSRP? Yes. And Super Nintendo and N64, crazy. Prices for Super Nintendo games were nuts. I couldn't afford anything back then. Chrono Trigger was like $90. Yeah. It was all over the place. MSRP was not even like a real... MSRP wasn't even really like a thing. Like, I don't even remember when did MSRP even become a thing? I don't remember. Maybe it was back then, but a lot of times it was not. Maybe with PS1 games, because those were cheap as hell to manufacture. But with cartridges, MSRP was never a thing because you'd have sizes of cartridges, right? And so the prices are gonna vary wildly. Let's see. Now hold up. I do not think the world is worth 80, but I can handle the bias for some reason. Deep down inside, you think it's worth 80. Deep down, because how many hours did you put into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? How many hours did you put into... How can you sit here and tell me that it's not worth 80? When you put 10 million hours into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, isn't value supposed to be based on how much you put into something? How much mileage you get out of it? If you spent 80 grand on a car and that car works in perfect condition for 40 years, that 80 grand was well worth it. It was pricey, but it was well worth it because you used that car for 40 years. The value was there. Whereas most people probably aren't going to have a car for 40 years. You're going to have multiple cars. So what I'm saying is that for you in particular, how can you tell me that it's not worth that for you? You're going to spend like a bazillion hours in there. A movie ticket, if you ever go see the movies, how much is a movie ticket? $20? How many hours do you get out of a movie? Per hour, you know what I'm saying? Like, or how about like a snack? How long does a damn Snickers bar last? For $1 or whatever. The value for Mario Kart World, for you in particular, is way higher than other people. So for you, I think 80 would be worth it for you. So yeah. I'm watching your vid Switch 1 reveal. You said it was competition with Kindle's good old days. Yeah, exactly. I was 100% wrong though. And I already took the L for that one. Great, Boomy. And I also reversed my course and said that it would sell 100 million units in January after the January presentation. So I did correct myself. So let's see here. It's still 80 for the game and launch when they bundle up with 500. So that means they could, if they want to, they could. They can do a lot of things though. But I don't know what the manufacturing cost of it is. If you're willing to spend 500 on the system, they're willing to give you a deal because if you're willing to spend $450 on the system, they're willing to cut you a deal because you're buying that system with it. That's not a one-to-one. Like, oh, well, since it's in a bundle, it's that. One, you're comparing a digital game and a physical game. So you're comparing the manufacturing of a game that is digital to a game that is physical, which is already off, sis. So I don't think you understand that a digital game should theoretically not cost the same as a physical game. Even though publishers and developers, they don't want you to know that. They think digital and physical is the same. They should cost the same because they don't want to piss off retailers and they don't want to make it to where they think they devalue because the game's digital. They just don't want that. They want to move to all digital. So of course they're not going to want to devalue digital games. But saying that comparing the digital copy to a physical cartridge that's probably a 32 gigabyte high read speed cartridge, that's not a great comparison. Now, once again, I don't know what the difference in price would be. It probably wouldn't be $30, but if you're willing to spend $450 on the system, they're definitely willing to give you a deal on the digital game. So yeah. I understand. I'm just making a point that they have the ground to drop it, but that's not a good point though, because you're acting like as if the manufacturing costs for a physical and a digital game are the same. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a digital copy in there. Sis, your point would be golden if they gave. Here's how your point would be 100% locked solid. If they gave you a physical copy in the bundle for Mario Kart, I'd be like, you know what? You're right. They're literally just charging you more for it. If they gave you a physical, because they could clearly just drop it, but it's a physical game with those expensive read, right? So I'm not saying that it's not a $30 difference. Hell no. It's not a $30 difference. I mean, there's a difference, but I don't know if it's not, I don't think it's $30. But what I'm saying is that you're comparing something that is a digital game in terms of manufacturing to a physical game. 32 gigabyte cartridges are way more expensive than having a digital distribution. I can tell you that right now. So if they gave you a physical copy, I'd be like, you're a 1000% right. Now, you do have a little bit of a point. Don't get me wrong. The discrepancy is not $30. So I see what you're saying there. You're not 100% wrong, sis. I actually agree with you to a degree. But at the same time, like, it's a digital copy. Physical copies just cost way more to produce, manufacture, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the case. We all know the deal, right? But I see what you're saying. Like, you're not necessarily wrong. You're not wrong. Could they drop it? What would it be? $10? Sure. They could absolutely drop it. Could they drop Mario Kart? Nintendo's not going to starve if Mario Kart World is $70. Like, Nintendo's not going to, they're not going to die off, you know? They're not going to die off if Mario Kart World is $70, you know? I also think that they're trying to just, it's also like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink, push, push, go buy the digital, go buy the bundle. You know, I also think it's that. See, a lot of people are followers, though, it comes to how they feel about value. Personally, I know that Mario Kart World is worth $80, but that's not what I want to pay for it. Okay. Yeah, that's true. And it's subjective. You know, it's subjective. Listen, let me say something right now. It says, all companies are greedy. Every single one of them are greedy. And if you worked in the management upstairs, you'd also be greedy too. Because you're going to see the bill that they have to pay all their employees, and you're going to be like, we got to find ways to pay all these employees. And if you work for them, you'd be doing the same thing. Now, I don't think I'd put $80. Like, I wouldn't do that, though. I probably wouldn't have made it 80. I wouldn't have made it 80. I would have made it 70. I would have included welcome tour. I would have done that. Yeah, we would have taken a little bit of hits on profits. Sure. But I would have done that. I would have done that. But that's just me. But at least Nintendo gave a 10% raise to employees. That's what I'm saying. Like, Nintendo's looking at their overhead, their costs. They're looking at what we need to sell, and then they're trying to find ways. Is it greedy? Sure. Companies that aren't greedy are usually companies that go out of business or let go of their employees. Like, if you're not doing what you need to do, your employees are going to be laid off. I mean, Microsoft and Sony has had tons of employees laid off, you know, and they're still greedy. Every company is, you know, there are no video game companies, manufacturers that are not greedy in a sense, you know, they have to be. The only ones that can't are the ones that like do everything like all digital, like Valve. I mean, are they greedy? Not really. I mean, not with us at least. I mean, they do a pretty good job like with sales and all that, but Steam pays for itself. Everything's like online, everything's digital, you know, like it pays for itself. It's so efficient. You know, and they take 30%. They take 30% of every single game sold. Like, so it's just the churn. They don't got to worry about physical. They don't got to worry about paying a bazillion employees. They don't really. I mean, they have hardware, but that hardware is such on a low scale. With Steam Deck, it's not really real hardware. It's real hardware, but you guys know what I mean. It's just a facilitator to their Steam. It's not an actual real portable where you can pop in, put games. It plays exclusives. It doesn't have shit. It barely works sometimes with games that are even on your device. So it's not even dipping your toes all the way in. You're just dipping a toe in or two. You're not even really getting into hardware, because the Steam Deck to me isn't like real portable system. It's just a facilitator, you know, not a streaming device, but a facilitator to maybe being able to play certain games or not in a certain type of way, you know? So that's not even full in hardware. So Valve, it pays for itself. So it's easy. They pass that along all the time. Steam sales and stuff like that. Very easy. Like I said, they don't have the head count, and they make so much money. Gabe Newell's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Like, multi-billionaire. He's greedy too. Otherwise, he wouldn't be a billionaire. You can't be a billionaire without working off billion on somebody else's hard work. You don't become a billionaire just
By chance.
you need people working for you. You need people doing things for you. You need things being efficient. You need to be able to come up above other people and make a lot of money. $1 billion, if you're a billionaire, if you have that much money, it's so much money, it's hard to even spend. You'd have to be completely negligent. It's not there's so many zeros and there's so much that you have to be able to work off what somebody else did and like step over people over and over and over and over again. Very few people can become a billionaire without doing that, without taking advantage of a system or being the first to do some type of thing within a sector and it blows up. Steam was that. PC gaming, distribution, stuff like that. Steam was the most efficient and they were able to get in at the time when it was good to get in, you know? So yeah. This pre-order news just ruined my day. All depressed in this. Car given out yesterday. Oh, sorry to hear about that, man. See, if they did the OLED with 512 gigabytes, I wouldn't complain. If they did an OLED with 512 gigabytes, that would cost a lot of money. Auto Master, that would cost a lot of money. That would definitely put the system in the $600 range, maybe, or $500 something range, because doubling the memory that they already have, that flash memory is fast and it's expensive. So I mean, that would definitely jump the price up, you know, $70, $80 for like doubling the memory, 60. So I mean, we're looking at probably $500 off the top. And then you also said OLED. I mean, that screen's probably another $10, $15 on each board. So what's the cost for the consumer? I mean, if you're looking at Switch 1 to Switch 2, that's $50, right? So we're looking at $550 for the base model and $600 for the OLED, or sorry, for the bundle. Yeah, we're probably looking at about like $100 more off the top for both, for just those two things, a doubling of that and an OLED. So yeah. I'm getting Switch 2 Deep Down Gamers bundle, $80 Mario Kart. 800 here after bundle plus taxes. Oof, that's too much. That's too much. That's a lot, man. Okay, so you're in Europe. Taxes include. Oh, Canada. It's expensive, bro. But you guys are used to that. Enjoy your free healthcare. Don't worry. You think 800's bad? Get sick in America. Don't have insurance and get sick in America. You're as good as dead. Or if they help you, you're gonna have a bill that's so fat you're gonna be paying a lot more than 800. But no, I mean, listen, depending on where you live, there's pros and cons, right? Cons, it's really expensive in Canada. Pros, they'll probably help you if you're dying. Okay, what about different Switch 2 color designs and improved battery? I think they're gonna do different color Joy-Cons. And battery is something that I think they're gonna improve the battery like with the next revision. So yeah, I need to remove that. I don't know. That will help. Might be a band-aid in the water. Water. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I've seen there's some hospitals that just straight up said, "No, we're good." Like, I don't feel so good. Got insurance? No. And I remember one time, man, there was a little issue with my insurance. My boy was supposed to get some shots. I had an issue. They're like, "Yeah, just come back when you get that fixed." Dead ass, bro. I was like, "What?" I was like, "There's an issue. I mean, we got it fixed now. Everything's good. He got a shot." But they're like, "Yeah, just come back when you get that all fixed up." I'm like, "But doesn't he mean it?" They're like, Doctor was like, I was like, whoa. I'm telling you, it's cool. And then I'm like, "Can we pay out of pocket?" They're like, "You don't want to do that." He was like, I'm gonna retroactively charge you $1,000 per second. So, I mean, do you have the deed to your house? If you give me the deed to your house, I'll give you the shot, you know? I'll give it to you. You know, like, crazy. Pretty much, I was like, I was on the phone with I was like, what are you out? I was. Sir, calm down, sir. Sir, calm down. It was not a good day. Oh man. How many Switch 2s will it cost me? A lot of Switch 2s. Just walking in the door would be the one Switch 2. What? Walking in the door with numerous Switch 2s. Shout out to Ben. Shout out. Hey man, I just keep it real, bro. Everything that I say is from experience. I'm not perfect and I get things wrong, man, but I try, seriously, I just try to keep it real, try to keep it honest with you guys. This is how I am, man. This is just me. So I'll tell you guys, I ain't capping. If I say it, it happened. You know? They're gonna milk the Switch 2 with the OLED model. It's probably gonna have a 10% better performance. I mean, maybe. The Switch OLED to the OLED to the Switch 2, like the V2 to the OLED, the battery performance is actually, I think, like a couple hours better. I think it's like, so the performance is actually a bit better from the V2, or from the original Switch, it's considerably better. From the V2, I think it's like an hour or two better than the V2 Switch. The V1 Switch, it's like 2 to 3 hours better than that on the like I said, the most draining games. Like I remember I think I played Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. Like I can play Breath of the Wild on my OLED for like 5 hours. Like I know Breath of the Wild would die on my Switch 1. It would die in like 2 hours and something, like on near max settings. So I mean, if they improve it like from like base Switch 1 to Switch OLED, I think it'll be a pretty good improvement. So yeah. Convince me to buy it right now with the free healthcare. Listen, you convinced me to buy it right now with the free healthcare. I laugh so much. Listen, I'm not trying to be a merchant for Nintendo overall, man. I don't work for them. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is this. Obviously, I cover Nintendo games. I cover RPGs. I get hyped for what I get hyped for. People say fanboy. People say all that. It ain't even nothing about that. I got all the other systems. I play whatever I feel like playing. I like whatever I like. It is what it is. I grew up with this. I like this. It's just that. That's just how it is, man. So for me, I know the experiences are gonna be lit. I know the experiences are going to be good. So I'm gonna say what I want. I'm gonna call out when I need to. Like the $80, I don't want to pay $80 for the stuff. Like I don't want that to be a standard. Like I don't want that to be a thing. Like trust me, drop the price. I'm there with you guys. I made a whole video today talking about it, right? But at the same time, I know that it's gonna be lit. Like I know the value is gonna be there. Like I said, you got a finite amount of time on this life. Will $10, is that gonna be the determining factor for you if you really enjoyed something or not? Like you really was gonna get lit into something? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's good to boycott. You gotta vote with your wallet. Speak with, with the power. But if you feel like you're gonna get value out of something, just like Uncario said, you don't gotta be beholden to any type of MSRP. If you feel it's worth it for you, you can buy it. Even though you don't feel like, you don't like to pay that price. If you feel that it's worth it, then get it. However, I don't think it should be, and I'm against it. But once again, it's up to you. You make the decision. He's got free healthcare, so therefore he's now says, hey, well, you know what? I save $1 bazillion on healthcare, right? So there you go. So it's up to you. It's up to you to decide at the end of the day. If you want to be vocal about it, I support that as well. So it's all good. At the end of the day, like I said, it's all good. It's no big deal, for me at least. So yeah. See, I'm just gonna pay for Tears of the Kingdom upgrade as my day one Switch 2. Oh, that would be perfect. If you do an upgrade for Tears, and I actually got a funny video coming up with that. But if you do a Tears of the Kingdom upgrade, that's fine. You can play that can be your launch game. Dude, Tears of the Kingdom at 60 frames per second is literally a different game. It's even more of a different game than Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild runs, at launch it was sketchy. Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, how they run, it varies on which one runs better. But the problem with Tears of the Kingdom, it's still a goated game and incredible, and I still think it's a 10 out of 10 type of game, or a really good 9.5 or whatever you want to call it. Whatever, it's 9 out of 10. It's still a great game. But every time you pull out the Ultra Hand, it dips. And like sometimes like the frame rate, it just does that. And sometimes the look of the game, it's great, but it looks just a little bit at times. But it still is good. Like the game's massive. That right there is worth, to me, Tears of the Kingdom at that 60 and that the frame and all that, it's worth it. Because it's going to be such a smoother, better playing game. It's not going to hitch on certain times. It's going to be worth it for that. To me, the upgrade path. Yeah, if it's your first time playing on Switch 2, then you don't got to deal with what we went through. By the way, Switch 1 still on track to being the best console sold. Yes, Switch 1 is on track to being the best console sold, but how Nintendo handles Switch 1 after the Switch 2 comes out is going to be crucial. Will there be price drops? What games are going to come out? Like, it looks like there's still some smaller games. I mean, Tomodachi Life is still coming. Are they going to do a bundle? Maybe a Switch Lite bundle? Like, that's how it's going to... If they continue to support it, and if they make some bundles, and if they continue to support, like, new Virtual Console or NSO, then, yeah, it can pass it up. Because it's about... Right now, it's probably about 6 million away. I'm probably thinking Nintendo's... No. It's probably, like, at around... Sorry. About maybe 8 million. 8 to 9... It's about 7 to 8 million away right now from passing up the PS2. So, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. So Nintendo, if they just fire sale the Switch right now to, let's just say, $200 for the OLED, right? Obviously, they would sell that near instantly because people would just buy it just to buy it. But they're not going to do that. Clearly, they're not going to do that. But if they do like a $50 price drop, you know, on like the OLED, or maybe $50 across the board plus some bundles, then I can see it passing it up. But it's going to need to get a little bit of a little nudge, push. But I think that Rhythm Heaven and I think that Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life could be those bumps. Tomodachi Life in particular could be those bumps that it gets. There's some people that haven't even upgraded from a 3DS. So if they can get some of those people with Tomodachi Life, that's a 6-7 million seller game. And if they can get some people from Rhythm Heaven, some of those DS guys that maybe want to get back into gaming, I think that will be enough. That will be enough. Even if you sell 500,000 to 500,000 consoles per quarter, for the next year or two, right? You're not year or two, sorry. For the next number of years, or you get like maybe 750,000 units or a million or so, or you get, you just scratch out here and there within the next couple years or so, it'll pass that up, which at minimum within the next 2 years, at the low end. So, but we'll see though. We got to see how Nintendo decides to go forward with it, So yeah. Let's see if the PS2 sold exactly. They found another 20 million systems somewhere. Somewhere they found another 20 million systems. Hey, let's go. Even further going further beyond. But it's all good. Hopefully Bayonetta 3 will... Oh, yeah. I forgot about Bayonetta 3. Yeah, dude. Bayonetta 3. Yes. Yes, that needs an update. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of the other stuff, like the extra stuff in the game because I haven't went back and replayed it because of that. I've already beat the game and it's great. It's fun. But man, Bayonetta 3, I completely forgot about that game. Actually, all of them would be good. Bayonetta 1 and 2 do run. They're okay. They do dip here and there, but they're good. But they're 720p, so getting that up to like 4K or getting that up to 1440p, 60 frames for those, that would be great. I would like that. Even though I've already beat Bayonetta in 60 frames. I have the Vanquish collection, like the Bayonetta Vanquish 20th anniversary. Or 10th anniversary? I think it's 10th anniversary. I have that, so it's not like it's like the biggest deal in the world. And I've already beat Bayonetta 1 and 2 like a million times. So it's not like, I don't think I'd replay them. I wouldn't replay Bayonetta 1 and 2. Maybe 2. But I wouldn't replay Bayonetta 1. I beat that game way too many times. I beat it like on every platform. But Bayonetta 2 I'd probably replay because that's my favorite one. Bayonetta 3 I might replay. That's like might be like stream games or something like that. So. Oh yeah, Astral Chain. Bayonetta. Astral Chain needs it. I don't know if it needs it more. Astral Chain is the stable 30, more of a stable 30. Bayonetta is like an unstable 60. It's like an unstable 50. I don't know. It's kind of like all over the place. So like Astral Chain felt sometimes better to play than Bayonetta because Bayonetta's frame rate would just be like a roller coaster at times. They did a good job with the input buffer, so it doesn't feel like you're lagging on your controls. It still feels smooth to play, but you can definitely visibly see it overall at times. So yeah. Bayonetta 2 dips a bit in handheld. Okay, yeah. So like the G-Sync, right? The G-Sync and the update for Bayonetta would be good. I think Platinum will do it. I think Platinum will do it. Yeah, I actually have not replayed Astral Chain again because of that. Like, I was playing it because I thought I was going to do some content on it, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just stop because they're probably going to make a Switch 2 version of it. So, hey, I'll keep it a buck, though guys, man. Well, anyway, I don't want to reveal my hand when it comes to Switch 2 stuff, but yeah, I look forward to some cool videos. Starting tomorrow, tomorrow's video is going to be a Mick banger. A Mick banger, a Mick hit, a Mick drop, a Mick spot, a Mick, you know what I'm saying? Liddy, city, we got to get in this city. We got to go. It is going to be good. You guys are going to want to check out tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video, it'll be funny. A lot of you guys will be laughing. It'll be funny, but tomorrow's video will be good. It'll be good for the soul, good for the heart, good for everyone involved. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and click the notification bell because you guys are going to love tomorrow's video. Now, if you haven't seen today's video on the $80 problem with Mario Kart, you guys got to watch that video. You guys got to watch that vid. So, those controls are intimidating. Kenyatta, have you seen my remapping feature? For remap, all you got to do with Xenoblade Chronicles X, yes, they're delaying pre-orders, but not to lower prices, no. I hope so, but no. This is what you got to do. Here's a Switch controller. All you got to do, take ZL and ZR, map that to left and right accordingly. Okay? Then, take ZR and map that to the right stick for jump. And then, take the jump and map that, the right stick and map that to the right D-pad. And then take, you can take the ZL if you want, and you can map that to the left D-pad. If you do that mapping, Xenoblade's controls become smooth, like butter. I've been playing Xenoblade X myself so much too. I'm like almost at 50 hours. Haven't had as much time because of E3. I thought it was E3 because of the Nintendo Direct with Switch 2 and editing. But man, it's been good. It's been good. Will certain people be streaming? Streaming. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, I'll stream. Let's see, I need you to run that info back. Okay. Here's the info, boys and girls. The info is this. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Do this to make Xenoblade X 1 point better in the controls department. 1 whole point. Actually, no. 10 points better. The controls become near perfect. Near perfect. You take the ZL, okay? You take ZL and map that, or sorry, my bad. Yeah. You take the left D-pad and map that to ZL. Left D-pad, map it to ZL. Okay? So it's left D-pad, ZL. Right D-pad, ZR. So it's like you're pressing left and right on the D-pad, right? Take the ZR, okay? That's your jump button. And map that, shoutouts to J2 for this one. Map that to right stick. So ZR, right stick, okay? Take, pretty much that's what you need. But, to go a little bit further, take the right stick and map it to the right pad, right on the D-pad, okay? Then take ZL and map that to left. If you do all that, you're good. That's all you gotta do. You do that, the controls become so much better because the problem is that unlike Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, those games, they have a system to where they employ arts on a button, on the face buttons. So you don't have to scroll. You can just activate your arts by pressing the corresponding button. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles X, they have a bottom like a bar, but for some reason, to select the arts, it's on the D-pad, But in Xenoblade, you have to be Xenoblade 1 and 2, you have to be constantly moving. Well, all the Xenoblade games, you have to be constantly moving to get on the front, right, or side, or back positions for certain arts to enable to debuffs or extra power, like, you know, backslash. You guys know backslash. Got to be behind them. And in Xenoblade X, it's really important because you can move and attack at the same time. In Xenoblade 2 and 3, you cannot. But in Xenoblade X and Xenoblade 1, you can move and attack. So you want to be constantly positioning yourself in the right place for certain attacks. And the enemies also move around, so you got to be constantly moving and constantly moving. Plus, accuracy, power, and things like that just natively go up when you're behind an enemy. Your arts hit more often, so you're always going to want to be moving all the time. And you can't move and select arts at the same time because it's on the D-pad. You need to keep your thumb on the analog stick, but how can you select an art and, you know, have that be quick when you have to remove your thumb to press on the D-pad? So it becomes like a turn-based RPG. It's like, okay, I want to select the art. Okay, I don't. Okay, I do. Okay, I don't. Or unless you're playing like this, but then you have to press to confirm it. So it makes no sense. The control. I mean, it's playable. I did it on the Wii U. It's playable, but it's not ideal. You know, like so yeah. It's frustrating. It gets to the point where you get tired of moving your thumb back and forth. You know, you don't want to move your thumb back and forth. So yeah. If these tariffs do affect Switch 2 price, I might go back to the drug game to get one. I got one more in me. But all right, guys. I think we have exhausted our time. I want to say big love to everybody that dropped support and came here to chat. It was a fun stream. We had 300 plus people the whole stream. We actually hit 400 plus. So it was crazy. Tomorrow, we're going to have a Spawncast pre-show and a massive Spawncast tomorrow. It is going to be a banger. It is going to be crazy. Tomorrow's video, we've got so much content lined up for you. I am thrilled. Today's video, banger. Tomorrow's video, pissed off banger. People are going to be upset. Some people are going to be upset. The video after that is going to be lit. It's all really, really well done. It's all going to be really, really, really well done. We're going to stream tomorrow. It's going to be so good. But yeah, man, we hit a peak of, what did we hit a peak of, man? We hit a peak of 494. Goodness gracious. I didn't even know we went up that high. Yeah, we hit a peak of 494 people. Shout outs to Switch 2. Let's go. Let's talk about tariffs tomorrow, too. I'm going to be talking about tariffs 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Tariffs for me. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Shout outs to the Pierre with the 53 months as well. I forgot this, Pierre. I'm so sorry. That was 30 minutes ago that you're a member for 53 months, and I completely missed it. I'm so sorry, dude. But all right, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video or today's stream. Watch my video today if you have not seen my video talking about, like, basically calling Nintendo out for the $80 price tag. I do it there. And I talk about it more. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. Yo, shout outs to That's It. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you guys for supporting. Shout outs to all the donos today, man. You guys were incredible. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. Shout outs sorry that I forgot about JoJo Friday on a Friday, but there was just too much. My brain was overloaded. So this has just been a very different week, you know? So yeah, it's been great. But all right, guys, love y'all so much. And we'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out, homies.